Hey guys, so we are back today with another reading. This one was sent in by my viewer Yellowy Heavens. That is such a pretty username. But she suggested, what kind of karma does this person have coming based on how they treated me? And I was actually going to film a new video right when her request came in, and I just felt like it was like serendipity, and I really connected to the question. So we're gonna get into what their karma is. This is something I've actually thought a lot about just in my own life. I've had some people, treat me badly. I think everyone has, but so I definitely feel qualified to kind of speak on this subject, and I'm really excited to give inspiration and guidance to those of you who may have been wronged or had someone really hurt you. I think it's important to kind of think things through and to make sure that, on some level, like, justice is done. That's how I feel about it. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to see what we can pick up from the cards. So I have my little sushi set up. We have been doing like food readings, and it's kind of hard to find non-sweets, but this is our savory one. I also set it up so you could see that cute little trapdoor thing in this desk, because I just think it's kind of fun and cute. But yeah, so just tune into the energy, see which one is calling to you. These, some of them are like the same color, I feel. So I guess just go kind of in the direction of whichever one is really calling you, and see if one is just really tugging, based on, like, you could use the color and the shape. If you got, orange, there's kind of two of those, but yellow, green, if those come up, you'll know which way to go. But I'm going to be quiet now and let you tune into the energy. Okay, so hopefully you had time to decide. Hopefully one is calling your name, and also, just in case you've listened this whole time, if you have any requests, please send them in. I'm always looking to help you guys and give you guidance in whatever way I can. So if you would like me to do a reading for you, and you have a topic in mind, leave it in the comments and I very well might do it. So with that being said, let's jump into pile one. Hey pile one, this is going to be your reading. You guys have this salmon. Sorry for the lighting, by the way. I tried to adjust the lighting, but it's just really bad. I don't even know what's going on. And also, this is kind of boring, but I am always trying out new setups. So if you have one in mind that you really like a certain desk setup, or maybe the white desk, or these kind of like old antique desks, let me know. I'm always open to hearing, but sorry if the lighting is a little wonky. I've been playing around trying to fix it, but this is kind of as good as it gets. So with that being said, let's get into your reading. So what kind of karma is happening to pile one's person? Okay, so we got the High Priestess reversed, and two cards flew out. We got the Fool reversed. We got the Ace of Wands. What karma is happening to pile one's person? Queen of Wands reversed. A lot of reversibles, which bodes well for a karma reading. It wouldn't be good if this was your deck, but for this other person, it's a good thing. We also got Strength reversed. One card at a time, Spirit. What kind of karma is going to happen to pile one's person? Wow, so many reversibles. It's crazy, actually. Wow. What kind of karma will happen to pile one's person? Wow, I promise I did not adjust the deck. I didn't try to switch things around. That's just how it happened. So, wow. So, a lot of reversals, like I said. I feel like this person, one thing that comes up immediately is that either they are already or they're going to be spiritually blocked. So it's like they're not going to be able to access their intuition. And that's something that spirit will sometimes do to us. Like, not a lot of times it's for a reason of like, you know, we're not supposed to know who we're going to fall in love with, or we're not supposed to know like a certain blessing that's coming, because it's, you know, part of the surprise is kind of part of the journey, and spirit wants us to be not expecting it so that it can happen naturally. And so it's like a thing they do for our benefit. But I feel like in this case, this person, the way they're living, it's very disjointed from their intuition. Yeah, we just got Queen of Cups reversed. So yeah, they are not someone that pays attention to their spirituality, like, at all. They're very cut off from it, actually. And I feel like this is maybe how this thing happened with you. Like, spirit might have been telling them, like, hey, stop messing with this person, don't do it, leave this person alone, and they just wouldn't listen. You know, a lot of times I feel like, for me, I've had karma with that, but it's not been like, hey, stop messing with this person, don't be cruel to them, but it's like, hey, stop hanging out with this friend, they're bad news or something. And, you know, we have those times when we don't listen, and we're just kind of like, well, I'm just going to do it anyway. And then spirit punishes us by, you know, the friend that we had a weird feeling about, or the partner that we felt like everyone, like, we just had like, oh, I don't know if they're treating me right. It escalates and it escalates and it backfires on us, you know. But in this case, it wasn't that this person was being warned off, like, hey, this person isn't good for you. I feel like they didn't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, and they were taking you for granted in a really negative way, and spirit was trying to get through to them, being like, what the heck are you doing? Like, stop doing this. This is not, don't mess with this person anymore, you know. But they just couldn't, it's like they couldn't help themselves, you know? I feel like part of it is that this person is not spiritually connected, and they kind of think it's like no big deal. Like, they might be like very spiritually cut off. They might be an atheist, or just someone, they could be someone who's involved with religion, but it's kind of like they like religion for the rules and the regulations. So they could be Christian or Muslim or Jewish or anything really, but they're not tuning into actual connection with God and spirit, you know what I mean? They're not into the spiritual side. They like the fact that there's rules, and that they, you know, have like sin that they can like judge people, you know what I mean? So if they are religious, it's kind of like they're not actually connecting to the spiritual part of it. They're just going at surface level. And I feel like there could also be a lot of people that are just atheists, or just think all spiritual stuff is stupid. They might be the kind of person that if you brought up astrology or psychics or whatever, they would be like, oh my god, that's so lame, or like, please, you don't believe that, that's nonsense. Which, there's totally nothing wrong if someone believes that way. Obviously, you know, I don't agree with that, but the problem is that when you're broken off from your intuition, you can go down a lot of paths. It's kind of like, for me, I'm so reliant on my phone to navigate everywhere that, like, if I have to go like 5 blocks away from my house in my car, I'm like lost, you know, without my phone. And so it's like, same thing with spirituality. Like, spirituality is like our guide, our map. And to not have that can lead you down a lot of bad roads. I feel like this person, what I'm hearing is spirit was trying to tell them, stop what you're doing. This is wrong, and spirit doesn't like it. You know, I always say spirit loves all of us. And so it's like, they're not cool. Even if you're like, well, I don't really care, they hurt my feelings, but whatever. Spirit's like, oh, hell no, I made this person. They're special to me. I value you, and they don't want to see you being messed with. Even if you're like, no, it's okay, like, no way. Like, it's kind of like a big sibling vibe, you know, when you have like that big protective sibling, and you're like, no, they didn't mean to like exclude me at lunch, and the sibling's like, I don't care, I'm gonna beat them up after school or something. Like, that's, I feel like, what's going on here, where maybe you at first tried to like brush it off, or I feel like you have a gentle energy to you. We did get the 6 of Cups. And so I feel like you're like a gentle, sweet soul. Very innocent, almost childlike. And I feel like you could definitely be an empath also. And I feel like you gave this person a lot of chances, and you kind of tried to overlook a lot. And you were very forgiving, and you were willing to like try. Like, I don't think this is like one huge catastrophic event. I feel like this is like a series of this person not treating you well. I'm also getting the vibe that maybe you had to be the one to walk away because this person would never actually do it. Like, this person was benefiting so much from you, and they just, I don't want to say they don't really care, because I feel like that's too harsh, but it's like they're very self-centered, I think. I think that they're someone that really focuses on themselves, and they're kind of like, so they got hurt, whatever. Like, they think it's almost funny. Like, I'm kind of hearing like, like they're laughing about it. They think it's like, no big deal. You know what I mean? They could be like a narcissist or something. I feel like they're gaslighty. Like, I feel like they would never have told you that they think it's funny, and they would have never laughed to your face and been like, this is a joke to me, but that's how they feel in secret. I feel like in a way they're the type of person who would like cry to your face and be like, I'm so sad, I can't believe you're leaving, and then get into their, like, you know, when you're like looking in the mirror alone and kind of like, at least I do this, kind of have a heart to heart with yourself, and you're like, okay, so today, blah, 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 and you kind of like can be alone with your thoughts. I feel like in that moment, when this person's like alone looking in the mirror, like maybe they, you know, just wash their face at night or something, they would not be sad. They would laugh about the whole situation. They would think it's like, I kind of really tricked them. They're really buying it. You know what I mean? Like, it's really kind of nasty. I feel like they took you for granted, and they just don't take you that seriously, being honest. Like, they feel like it's like all a big joke, kind of. I keep getting that, like a laughing energy. Like, they feel like they really got away with something. They're kind of like, they're kind of like rejoicing, or like feeling really good. Like, they really did something special, you know? That's what's going on in their mind. Which is always a bad mindset to be in whenever you're like, I got away with something. It's like, that's always the moment in the movie right before the person gets caught, or, you know, the detective catches up with them or something like that, or right before something goes wrong. You know, if you are coming at it from an evil energy, then you know, that's what's going on. Is it's not going to bode well when you're kind of laughing about it and like thinking it's so funny. And so I feel like that's what was going on, is this person sees your sweet, innocent heart and takes it as like naivete, as like, what a loser, kind of like, they're so naive, I can't believe they fell for it, kind of a vibe. Like, they feel like you should kind of grow up, which I totally disagree with, because I think you have such a beautiful energy. But that's just what this person is saying, is like, they, in their mind, it's like you're like too naive, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, they feel like the world is like an evil, cruel place, and it's almost like they're not sorry, because they're like, well, I taught them a lesson. They were an idiot. You know what I mean? So they don't feel any guilt. And this is where I think they're very cut off from spirituality. I think if they were in touch with their spirituality, they would have realized that you're such a sweet soul. Like, I always say that, you know, everyone has karma. Everyone gets karma. And if you mess with anyone, you're going to get bad karma if you do it in an evil way, right? But there's levels to it. It's like, if you mess with like a little sweet innocent baby, you're going to probably get really bad karma. If you mess with, you know, someone who is super pure of heart and really never hurts a fly, it's, in my opinion, this is how I view things. And of course, people can have different ideas, but in my opinion, there is more kind of spiritual power contained in that. Like, it's like you know, when someone has been doing a bunch of good deeds and is really sweet and really kind, it's almost like they have a karma store. Like, I feel like karma is like stuff you can put in the bank. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I have this many karma points or whatever. And you have a lot. You know what I mean? So them messing with you, because you have such a sweet soul and you're such a like kind person, I just feel like they really picked the wrong one. That's what I'm hearing in my mind. They really picked the wrong one with you. Like, I'm hearing, I forget what it is exactly, but it's like, you've really messed with the wrong one today. And it's like exactly right. They really messed up when they decided to mess with you. I feel like this person messes with a lot of people. I feel that they're a dishonest, disingenuous person in their whole life. This is not a one-off. It's not like they just ran across you and they decided to act up. They're always acting up. They're very disingenuous. I feel like they're the kind of person, I'm getting like the vibe of like someone like, you know, stealing gas. I don't know. We're having a gas like shortage right now, so maybe they're that kind of person. Or like, I feel like that, you know, there's ways you could steal gas with like, you could prepay for a certain amount and then, you know, take more or something like that. I don't know. But it's like, I feel like they are or maybe it's like because we're having that gas shortage, they're the type of person to like buy up all the gas and then resell it to people. You know, like people were doing that during the pandemic. They'd buy like the entire store's worth of toilet paper and then sell it to people for like $100. Like, that's so gross in my opinion. I feel like that's how this person acts in general. They're kind of always looking for like a way to kind of steal money almost. Like they're kind of greedy, and they're, you know, it's one thing to like be like, you know what, I really want money and I'm gonna work and I'm gonna earn it. But this person is like, I feel like they're so dishonest. They would, you know, take candy from a baby. They would steal money from like an old lady. They would, you know those like scams where people will call like old people and say like, oh, you're under arrest if you don't pay me $20,000. Like they're that energy. They are very low down. And I feel like again, I'm hearing you mess with the wrong one when you met me. I feel like this person, in a way, it's like they've been walking through life being dishonest, accumulating bad karma, but then when they met you, you have such a good, sweet energy to you, and you are an empath who would like, I'm hearing you would never hurt a fly. You might even be into animal stuff, or like you're like really into animal rescue, or you just have a lot of pets, or you just are like really one of those people that connects with animals and watches like doggy videos on YouTube or otter videos. I love otter videos. But like you're just so sweet. You have a very sweet energy to you. And so it's almost like, you know, it's kind of like if you do a crime, like say you're in a, like not that anyone deserves to be stolen from, but say you're in a gang and you rob from another gang member or something. You know what I mean? Like the judge is probably, you're gonna still get in trouble for robbing, but compare that to like if you robbed from a little old lady that's completely minding her own business, walking down the street, and you beat her over the head and stole all her cash. You're gonna get thrown in jail for a longer amount of time because you messed with this old lady that didn't do anything to cause it. And again, it's not to blame like other gang members. Obviously there can be multiple reasons why someone joins a gang, and you know there's redemption for everyone, but it's just to say that when someone is so innocent and pure, we recognize that like a crime against them is worse, or like a crime against a child usually has, like, we consider that more serious than a crime against an adult. Like if you steal money from a child, people are like, are you kidding me? When you steal money from an adult, we're still upset, but we're kind of like, oh, okay, like that's really wrong, but we're not as horrified, you know? And I feel like because you're so pure that whatever like they've been doing with their karma, like it hasn't been great, but they just completely destroyed it and they completely ruined it. And again, I'm hearing Spirit tried to communicate to them with you that this was wrong what they were doing, and tried to speak to them and tried to let them know like, stop now. So if you're kind of questioning, I feel like some of you might have questioned your guides or been asking, you know, Jesus or whatever spiritual beliefs you have, whatever religious beliefs you have. You might have been asking, you know, if you're Jewish, God, if you're Muslim, Allah, like, you know, whatever your religion is, you might have been asking them, like, why did this happen to me? How could this happen? And it's like, I feel like Spirit is telling me, it's like, we tried. Like or you might be asking your team on the other side of angels and ancestors and stuff, like, why did you guys let this happen? Do you not care about me? And they're like, no, we were communicating. We told this person to stop multiple times, you know, but they wouldn't listen. You can only intervene so much. Like, they can tell them, but at the end of the day, this person has to listen, and this person refused to listen. So your team was trying to get this person to stop, but they just wouldn't stop. I feel like this person is going to be punished a lot with their endeavors. Like they're the kind of person, and again, this makes sense for the personality type that I was picking up on, because at first I was like, wow, there's a lot of aces, and like, okay, like knight, and so I was like interested in why I was getting up business endeavors. But now that I pick up this shisty energy of them, of like always running around and trying to fool people, I wouldn't be surprised if they literally were trying to like open scam companies, or, you know, start 10 different businesses, and they're all kind of shady, and they have like multiple cell phones or something. Like, this person has a really shady energy to them in some way. I feel like they just hide a lot. Like, it's kind of crazy even tapping into their energy. I'm like, ugh, I need to take a shower. But I feel like, so these businesses that they keep trying to start, they're going to not work. They're going to backfire. It's almost like Spirit is going to let them get a little bit far and then smack them back down, like, just to make it even worse, you know? Because sometimes when we like get a little bit of a distance or a little bit of forward momentum, we're like, yes. And then when the defeat comes, it's even more crushing. I feel like that's what's going to happen. This person is going to keep pursuing, keep trying to make it happen. I'm hearing like, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. Like, I feel like this person is going to just keep trying. They're also, I don't want to say like anything like judgy, but I feel like this person is not the brightest bulb spiritually. Like, they keep doing this really dumb stuff where it's like, hello, do you not think you're going to get punished anyway? Like, you know, when you hear about like a dumb criminal where they just do, it's not just like that they did a crime, but like they did it in the stupidest possible way. Like, they, you know, tried to sell a drug to like a police officer, and you're like, how are you even not aware that you're not supposed to? I feel like that's what this person is doing. Like, they just, they really haven't figured out that their way of going through this world is very short-sighted, you know, because I feel like they actually have a bad reputation. This could be someone that people warned you about and were like, oh, stay away from that person. And because you're such an empath, sweet type of person, you were like, no, I'm gonna give them a chance or whatever. And it's like, they really messed up with you. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, to me, this is just stupid behavior. I don't really get it. So what kind of karma is happening to Pal 1's person? What kind of karma is happening to Pal 1's person? We got community reversed. Again, I feel like I just said this person might have a really bad reputation, and that I think is this card again. I feel like this person, like, other people are aware of how they treated you, but even if they didn't treat you that badly, wait, the Chariot cards for some reason just popped out, so I don't know. I'll see if anything comes up with that. But I feel like, so focusing on this, the community, they, like, everyone kind of sees how shady they are. I feel like some of it is directly related to you, but it's also just in general from the future, from now on. Even if in the past they were able to hide their shadiness, Spirit is going to make that be revealed like all the time now, no matter where they go. Even if it's with people who had never met you, they're gonna just meet this person and get a vibe like, I don't know, this, maybe I should just not trust this person. I don't know if I want to do business with them, kind of a thing. Like, I feel like this person, I just got a leg up. Yeah, exactly. I think that this person, so I have two thoughts running through my head, and I'm so ADHD, but I'm trying to keep this line because they're kind of interlocking. So we got the Chariot and leg up, and I feel like they're related because I was like, why did the Chariot fall out? But I felt Spirit was telling me to talk about it, and then leg up. One, I think, so with the Chariot, I feel like it links into the energy that I kept picking up on with this person constantly trying business endeavors. This is just a major theme for them. They keep trying to like make things happen. I feel like they're that kind of person that's always like on their Instagram following pages with like yachts and mansions, and they keep trying like, oh, this is going to be the one, this is going to be the business, this is going to be my chance. This is a very ambitious person, but because they behaved so unethically, I don't think it's going to be able to move forward. We also got a leg up reverse. So yeah, it's like they keep looking for that opportunity to climb up, to reach, the next level. And it's like all that's going to be blocked, baby. It's going to be blocked, and you are not going to get anywhere because they've acted so nastily. I mean, really, I just can't believe their energy. It's so like nasty and stanky and just, they're a dishonest person, really down to their core. I can just feel it. It's like, ugh. It's just, it's nasty to even plug into. Like, I'm sorry you had to deal with this person because you're just so much better than them. I can tell you're an empath, a sweet, trusting person, and this person is so beneath you. That's all I can say about that. Deep knowing reversed. Again, this person has blocked psychic intuition. They are not listening to their higher selves. They're a very short-sighted individual who doesn't think through any of the consequences of their actions. They just act. And as I'm saying that, we got thinker reversed. You can't make it up. Exactly. They don't think. It's like, hello, are you just not even, like, nothing's going on in the brain? I mean, how does it not click that this is a really not very smart way to go through life? Like, people are gonna find out that you're a criminal when you act this way. So yeah, I think that this person, it's almost like this is like the ultimate punishment for them because they are so ambitious, and I think they think of themselves as being better than everyone. Like, I think they really thought of themselves as being so much smarter than you. I'm hearing that, like, oh, they're so stupid about you, which is funny because Spirit is saying they're the ones not thinking, and they're the ones being kind of short-sighted. Not you. You're the smart one, but this person is very full of themselves, and they couldn't see it, and they really thought they had fooled you. They really thought, I pulled one over, and I really got away with something. And so it's like, because of that, because they need to have this idea of themselves as better than you and smarter than you and the smartest person in the room and the richest person, they are going to be really upset by how things transpire and the constant rejection and the constant failures that are awaiting them. So we got August, so that might be a significant month for you. It could be their birth date or your birth date when you guys met, or it might be when their karma really starts filtering down to them. I dropped 2 cards, but let me get to them. So we got Flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards, and Staff, you will be taken care of in difficult times. So yeah, I think you kind of lowered your standards being with this person. Because I feel like you are spiritual, so you kind of knew that this person wasn't good for you, but I'm hearing from Spirit that you didn't fail the test or anything. This was exactly how it was supposed to happen. You learned a lot from this situation, and you are going to benefit from it. So don't even stress about, like, oh, I should have done this different or whatever, because it was all supposed to transpire this way because you learned so much, and you'll look back on this as like a gift, period. But they do want you to just know your value and your worth, and never let someone treat you like this or gaslight you or convince you that you're not that smart. I feel like that's kind of what this person would do. Like, they would tell you, like, you'd be like, but you said you were gonna be back by 10 p.m. and they'd be like, no, I didn't. No, I never said that. What? Are you crazy? I never said it. Like, they were gaslighting you, they lied and stuff like that. So I feel like because you knew deep down kind of that they were lying, but they really confused you. And now in the future, when someone tries pulling that, you're going to know exactly what they're doing. You're not going to tolerate it. So this was a real gift. It might have been that this person was preparing you for, like, future relationships, so that, like, oh, that just popped out. We got love. I think that's for you, not this person. So yeah, I think that it's preparing you for future relationships, because this, I feel like in a way you would have been okay. And this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, because this is a general reading. So it goes for all kinds of relationships, but like even with family relationships, these kinds of relationships, friends, family, they can show us dysfunctional patterns we have that we need to unlearn. And so, we are ready for the great love of our lives and the marriage or whatever, because so many of our like family and friendships, those relationship styles bleed into how we are in love. Like we learn how we love from our parents and stuff. So even if this person was not romantic, I think that this relationship in your life prepared you for love. But I think staff actually related to them, and I think it's reversed. It's supposed to be that you won't be taken care of. I think this person is in for a rude awakening. But I'm also hearing actually that card it's like a dual meaning. It's also for you a little bit because they took care of you. I'm hearing that what they're telling me is it could have been a lot worse. And actually they really were with you the whole time. I'm actually seeing, like for some of you, it could have been an older woman, like a grandmother type figure. Again, it's a general. So for others, it could have been, another relative. But I feel like you have, honestly, for most of you, I feel like you have this older maternal figure who was with you the whole time. I'm seeing them standing right behind you. Like really close. Like you're crying and you're like totally upset and this person's right near you. This energy is right near you and they were protecting you because, you might have felt like you really took an L and like you really, really got out of it with like, everything gone and this person did so much damage. But what I'm hearing is they really didn't, and it could have been so much worse. And it could have been just like catastrophic. I'm hearing that this person really wanted to destroy you, actually. I'm really getting really strong narcissist vibes. So we got younger man. This could have been a younger guy. But it also could have been, anyone. I mean, take what resonates and leave the rest. But for many of you, it could have been a younger guy. Peacock, beware of great pride. That is so true. And what I was just about to say is what I'm getting the vibe of is that this person is a narcissist. I have watched a lot of videos about narcissism. I really love Dr. Ramani and the YouTube channel Surviving Narcissism. And for any of you who are unresolved with what happened with this person, I really recommend you watch some videos about narcissism and start learning about it clinically, because I feel like you are an empath and you can be taken advantage of because of your open heart. So you have to learn to recognize the patterns so that these types of people aren't able to get their way in, because you deserve so much better. And I think that the Peacock card is confirming that this person is a narcissist. They view themselves as so much better than you. I'm also hearing that they were intimidated by your light and your beauty. And I'm not just meaning physical, although it very well could have been physical beauty for many of you. But this person was also so jealous of the light you emanate. I'm hearing people are drawn to you. People trust you. Like again, with the animals, you might be that kind of person that like someone's like, oh yeah, don't, oh, my dog hates everyone, don't take it personally. And the dog like runs over to you and like starts licking your face. Like, animals just really like you because they can see that you have a very strong heart chakra and that you exude like this loving energy. And so people are drawn to that light in you and they love that side of you. But this person, they want to be the center of attention, but they are so nasty on the inside that people don't really like them that way. Obviously, people can dislike people for all different kinds of reasons. But in this case, I feel like this person drives people away because they have a nasty inside. I mean, I can feel their energy, and like I said, it feels nasty and gross. And I don't say that a lot, but it's just like, ugh, I really feel like I need to take a shower. And so this person, they want to be the center of attention, but because of their behavior, they drive everyone away. And also that could have been why we got 2 reverse queens. It's like this person wants to be the queen. They want to be the one that everyone is looking at like, oh my God, girl, you're so amazing. Or dude, you're so amazing and powerful. But instead, people kind of are like, I'm going to stay away from this person. They're kind of giving me a weird vibe. And so they desire to be in this like superior position, and then you come around and you're not even trying for that. You're just doing your own thing, minding your business, being yourself, and everyone's so drawn to you that you get elevated into that like queen position, and people are like wanting to know more about you. They kind of respect you. They enjoy you. You know, they like you. They really do just like you. And so, because of that, this person is really jealous. Like, they don't know, they're so spiritually unplugged in, they don't know why you exude this light and they don't. And they don't realize it's because of their evil behavior. They just are like, I want that position. It's like, okay, but you need to do the nice stuff to get that, and they're not able to see that. And so they're so jealous of you that they try to bring your light down. They wanted you, actually, I'm hearing, to have like a breakdown or to like lose it. There might have been a time in your relationship for some of you that you kind of like lost it, like started screaming or just, you know, like did something totally out of character. And if you did, I'm hearing you need to forgive yourself for that and not keep it with you of like beating yourself up of like, I'm embarrassed I acted this way, or like I was so at the end of my rope. It's like, yeah, because this person wanted you, they wanted you to like lose your mind. They would think it's funny if you ended up like committed in a mental hospital, like completely being honest. This person really was evil. Like they're so jealous of you. They really are. I'm really glad if you are still in contact with this person, I would just say get the hell away. This person has nasty intentions for you. I mean, you know, if this is a narcissist and you're forced to interact with them, like a family member or something, and you are forced to still deal with them, like, you have my sympathy, and I understand circumstances sometimes force us, and it'd be nice if we could all just like have the money to like move out, but I get that's not always the case. So if you're still stuck with this person, I really, really am begging you to watch some videos about narcissism and how to like live with them, or how to be around or interact with them. I think it's called gray rocking, and you should definitely look into it, because I just think this person has very nasty intentions for you. And it's really very, it's very dark. So I'm going to shuffle a few more cards. What is the karma for pile one's person, the salmon sushi? Cleaning house. What is the karma? Solitude. Oh. Bone collector, and it's upside down. It's reversed. What is the karma for pile one's person? Oh my god, we got rock bottom. I shouldn't laugh, but I mean, this person really deserves it. And we got wishing well. Okay, so what's coming through for me is this person keeps trying. Like I said, one theme, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but like a lot of times Spirit will just, you know, they really want to make something clear. This person is going to continue their little task of these stupid business ideas they have. Again, it's one thing if someone's trying to start a business and they're like, I want to make the best product of this, and I really want to, you know, bring this to the masses. And, you know, that's a good thing, to be an entrepreneur and to want to help people or want to make a positive product or a positive difference in the world. I'm all for people making money, pursuing their dreams, getting that bag. Yes. But this person is doing it in such a dishonest way. They are such a liar. They don't care about anyone else. They, you know, they're that kind of person that would have sold someone like a Ford Pinto in the 70s. If you don't know, like a Ford Pinto, like dumped gasoline. If it got in an accident and it got rear-ended, the gas tank was like in the back, and I guess it would flip over and like douse the people inside with gasoline. So like if there was an accident with fire, you know, the people in the back could be lit on fire with the gasoline all over them. So this person is like that level of unethical that like they would know that and still try to sell someone a Ford Pinto, or in the like 1800s be like a snake oil salesman. They are so dishonest and so nasty, and they keep trying to start these businesses. And what's going to be funny is I feel like Spirit's almost taking pleasure in like letting them get a little far, letting them see a little bit of success, and then snatching it away just to make it even more sadistic, you know, like just to make it even worse for them, because they keep they want success so bad. And it's one thing when you try something and it doesn't work out the first time and you're like, okay, well, maybe I just won't try that. But it's a different thing when you've been at it like 10 times and you've seen some success and you're like, I know it's going to blow up, and then it just, nothing happens. So I feel like this person, they keep, it's just going to be like constant, them trying this, them trying that. It fails, that fails, the next thing fails, then that fails, it fails. It's just over and over and over. And this person, like, again, they're just not the smartest spiritual person. So instead of them sitting back and being like, why aren't any of these things working out? Do I have bad karma? Is it that person I totally screwed over and was horrible and evil to? Maybe it was that. Maybe I should stop being an evil jerk. They are just going to keep repeating it, keep trying, keep going, and they're just not going to get anywhere. I do think they are going to hit a rock bottom. And so, I mean, I don't mean to laugh when I got that out, but this person's energy is so gross that I am loving that. It's like, yes, go to the rock bottom, baby. Go all the way down, because they do not deserve any success at all. I just love to see it for this person, because there's so much glare on that. They really are so nasty, and evil, and just atrocious, just a dirty person. And so, they're just going to reach a point in their lives, I feel like, where they finally are just like, they're going to be so frustrated. I feel like they might not ever connect the dots, but they might. I'm actually hearing for some of them, they might be like, I really treated them really badly. There might be a moment for them, but a lot of narcissists don't ever reach that point. And I just feel like this person has that energy where they are not thinking long term. They're not thinking on their higher self. They are just acting really stupid. So they are going to reach a rock bottom where they're just completely beside themselves of like, why is my life not working? I feel like if you ask them to describe themselves, they would be like ambitious, brilliant, smart. I'm seeing that, that meme of like Lady Gaga talking about, I think it was Ryan Murphy, but anyway, she's like, amazing, show-stopping, genius, never been done before, incredible. Like, that's how this person would describe themselves. Like, they are like their own biggest fan. So in their mind, they're like, I should be like Bill Gates. I should be the richest man in the world. I should be, the most successful person on the face of the planet. I should be a movie star and a CEO and a model and like the Nobel winning scientist. Like, in their mind, they have everything going on, and everyone else is like a little ant. And so they will just be driven to such frustration by the fact that none of this is going to work out, and it's just going to keep failing, and they're just going to keep trying, and Spirit's just not going to let it happen, because this person is acting so dishonestly that, it's just not going to work out for them. And they're smart criminals, to be honest. But this person is not one of them. And so they are going to just keep like being in these same situations and just having it kind of crash and burn and fail. And so, yeah, I mean, that's not really a lot of fun to look forward to, but, they really should have acted differently. They really should have acted right and not been, such a nasty, trifling person, to be honest. I mean, I just really don't like the energy I'm picking up here. I'm going to be happy to end this reading because this person is kind of making me mad. Like, I just want to like come over and be like, hey, get your act in line, because you are really, this person is just not a nice person. I'll say that. So rest assured, and again, we got a little bit of a love message for you that this as painful as it was, I do think has prepared you for a future love relationship, or a love relationship in your life. It's made you reevaluate, how you act in relationships. And this might not have been a love relationship for everyone, but I just feel like what you need to learn from this relationship is that if someone is treating you badly, not answering your questions, gaslighting you, telling you one thing, and you're like, but I was sure they said they were going to do this, but they didn't. it's like, yeah, they didn't. And listen to your intuition, and you know how a person is treating you, and you deserve the best. You are a very sweet, beautiful energy, and you really do deserve the best. And I feel like there's times, because you're such a healer, when you have not valued yourself as much as the other person, and you've been like, well, I know they didn't act right, but it's because they're damaged. And it's kind of like, you're like, I can fix them. And Spirit is like, no, 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 no. Not to say that we can't heal and fix people, but you deserve to be treated right too. You deserve to be prioritized. You deserve to be told the truth too. You deserve to have people show you respect and dignity and love and have happiness in your relationships. And you don't need to be putting up with this BS, that's for sure, because this is a bunch of BS. And I feel like when the next relationship comes around that you're supposed to be in, whatever this was, again, doesn't have to be romantic, but this relationship taught you so much about what you deserve and about what you're not going to accept, because I do think maybe there was a little issue here with you accepting less than you deserved and seeing the red flags and maybe being like, well, making excuses. And I just think now you're never going to make that same mistake again. So ultimately, it's a gift for you. And also, when someone harms us, they actually bless us. I love saying that. I actually make a practice. And when someone is really cruel to me, as much as sometimes it makes me so mad to do it, I literally will say out loud, thank you so much for doing that. Because I truly believe, and Joel Osteen has a sermon about this. If you like Joel Osteen and want to Google it, I love this sermon. I don't remember what it's called exactly, but in it, he talks about how when someone harms you, they bless you twice. And he gives a lot of specific examples. Like, seriously, and when I think about my life, it's true. All the amazing things that have happened for me have happened right after someone screwed me over. So I do think that's the case here, where actually it's so bizarre, but when someone gives themselves bad karma by harming you, they actually bless you and give you good karma. It's really funny how that works, but that is a spiritual truth I know to be true. So yeah, I feel like it's a good thing for you. You have so much coming in, specifically love, which they brought up out of the blue, and this person is going to be just hitting rock bottom, as the card literally says. So, that's one thing that you can look forward to, viewing that. If you're lucky enough, maybe you'll get to see them, have a meltdown on Instagram or something. I don't know. But yeah, I hope that helped you guys. Let me know if it resonated. Sending you guys so much love and healing, although I don't think you need it. I can feel you guys already on such a positive path that, you don't even need any of my good vibes, because you already have all of them. So I hope that helped you guys. Love you guys, and see you next time. Bye. Hey Pal 2, so if you guys picked this deck, you have the beautiful Salmon Roe. It looks really good. I love Salmon Roe, and it has rice on the back, which is also really cool. I love realistic fake food. But anyway, also I filmed with a new angle and at a new desk, so please let me know if I can get it to focus, but please let me know if you have a preference for where I film. It's kind of boring, so I get if you don't care about that technical stuff, but if you have a preference for the desk or the angle, I'm always curious to hear your guys' thoughts. So with that being said, let's get into it. What is going to be the karma for Pal 2's person for hurting them? What is going to be the karma for Pal 2's person for hurting them? Oh, okay, so we had the Four of Swords, and we also had the Six of Swords. So what is going to be the karma for Pal 2? One at a time, the karma for Pal 2's person for hurting them. What is going to be the karma for Pal 2's person for hurting them? Okay, so we also got the Knight of Pentacles, we got the Temperance. Oh, we got the Ultimate Karma card. We got Justice. That's exciting. What is going to be the karma for Pal 2's person for hurting them? Oh, we got the Devil reversed. Okay. What is going to be the karma for Pal 2's person for hurting them? Okay, so I'm feeling like right away, this person is like someone who's really pursuing money. I feel like this person is going after like money. They have a lot of goals they're trying to manifest. So let me see what else. What will be the karma for Pal 2's person? What will be the karma for Pal 2's person? What will be the karma for Pile 2's person? For hurting them one pile at a time, one card at a time. What will be the karma? So we got a lot of cards that are just talking about them being sad eventually. Let me try to arrange these. We got the 5 of Cups. We got the 6 of Swords. So I feel like there's going to be a moment for this person where they're kind of like, oh, I really messed up. This person is really pursuing money a lot. We've got a lot of cards related to that. So they, you know, this is something that's just coming through really strong, but we actually got the 4 of Pentacles, and I feel like this person might reach a point where it's like they might already be wealthy, or they might reach that point where they are wealthy, and then it's like, like, why did this, like, I feel like they're going to look back and feel very empty, kind of like, it's almost like when you reach your goal and then you're like, oh, my goal kind of sucked. Or like that person sitting alone in their like house that they thought they were going to be happy with. And now like it did, you know, it just didn't work out. It's not like I'm seeing a ton of financial success for them. I'm just seeing that they are pursuing finances, and that there is going to be a point where they realize there's an unbalance with how they view money. They prioritize money and put it at the center of their life. They are out of balance and out of whack with how they pursue things. I feel like they pursue money above everything else. And so that might have been related to what they did to you. They might have screwed you over monetarily. They might have screwed you over on a business deal, or like, I know a lot of people with this pandemic are having issues with rent, or people squatting and not paying, or like horrible roommate situations and stuff. So it might be something like that, but there might be money that because they're bringing up money with this, and also that this person is super focused on money. But I'm actually not seeing any cards. So I originally was going to say they might be crying alone in their mansion, but now I'm like, wait a minute. Actually, I'm not getting any financial success cards. So maybe they'll be crying alone, you know, in their small little studio apartment, but it's like they've been focusing on money. And I feel like this might be relate to how they screwed you over, is that they like put money over everything. And you know, there's a Bible verse that's like, it's easier for a man to enter the eye of a camel for a rich man to enter the eye of a camel than to enter the kingdom of heaven. And someone was telling me that Bible verse, it's not about that money is evil. It's about when people, like most people who make money, most people who make a lot of money, I mean like a lot, they have to prioritize it above everything else. You know what I mean? They have to be like, no, I'm not gonna come to like my son's recital. I'm gonna stay late at the office. And they just have to make that number one in their lives. And so that's where the problem happens. Like if you just happen to have a lot of money and you're a very you know, nice person and a spiritually balanced person, then it won't be an issue. But where the problem comes in is when it becomes out of whack and your focus is 1000% on money. And I feel like that's what's going on here. It's almost like this person, like I'm trying to ask them like, so what did you do? And they're like, and then anyway, the money, the stocks, the whatever. And it's like, sorry, we're not talking about that. We're talking about what you did karmically. And this person's so focused on money that they're bringing it up in this reading too, you know? So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they're going to reach a realization where they're like, wow, I really didn't get anything from that, that I thought I was going to get. Let me see if I can get a couple more cards. What kind of karma is Pile 2's person going to experience? So we got the Page of Wands reversed. I just feel like since they're so obsessed with money, it might be that like none of their business ventures actually work out. Again, we're getting a lot of cards related to sorrow. So I feel like this person might just have like, I don't know, they could even have depression or something. Or I feel like they are going to go through a period of soul searching where they realize that they were really stupid with how they handled money, and maybe you. Because again, I don't know why the money thing keeps being brought up other than the fact that it must relate to their karma. So I feel like this person may go through like a realization moment of like, being really upset with themselves for the fact that I feel like they prioritize money over you somehow. It might not even be a romantic relationship, but it definitely could for some. I'm feeling that it is like someone who, you were romantically involved with, and then instead of them like valuing you, it was like they were always going into the office, or they were always like doing phone calls when you guys were supposed to be hanging out. That kind of a thing. And so it's like they really had like a false god. Like they became all about money to the detriment of everything else in their life. And I feel like they're going to reach a point where they're like, wow, that was so stupid. I also feel like if it wasn't romantic, this person again could have like really screwed you out of a deal, and really made you find like they financially took advantage, or did something wrong financially. And so this person is going to have a moment, because a lot of times we don't get that for like, I always say, if you're really lucky, you get to see karma happen. We don't always get to see that, but I feel like this person, they might come to you or something. You might be able to see that they are sorry. A lot of times also people just get bad karma and they like accumulate it. And it's kind of like accumulating like a bad smell, or like getting your clothes dirty, but you don't know how. If you've ever been like hiking or something and you come back and your like boots are caked with mud and you're like, oh, I don't even remember like walking through like heavy mud or something, but I guess it just happened, And that's like how a lot of times people feel about karma. Like they never actually sit down and have that moment of like, it was definitely this moment, and it was definitely like Rebecca, and it was definitely on this day. It's just like things start going bad in their life and they don't know why. But I was told to start shuffling the Angel Answers deck, which I wasn't planning on using, but we also got Perfect Timing and Communicate Clearly. So I feel like at the right time, this person, it's going to click to them like what happened. They are going to have like that come to Jesus moment, or like moment of actually fully realizing what they did to you, and that they're not just going to be like, huh, I don't know why everything's going bad in my life and this sucks. It's going to be like, they're like, I know it was what I did to this person. I know it was because of that. And they're going to have that moment of like, wow, that was my fault. And damn, I really feel bad about it. Like I can feel that they, it's going to click for them that what they did was wrong. And you might very well, for some of you, I don't think for everyone, but you might hear from them. Some, not everyone, but I think, there is that aspect. Like you might get a letter or a notice. I know one of my friends, she got a letter like 8 years on from like one of her ex-boyfriends. And he was like, I'm sorry I treated you so badly. It was like her high school boyfriend. And she was like, I don't really care that much. Like, it's been like 8 years and I'm like kind of got other things going on. But I feel like for some of you, like, and I was like, girl, I would have cared a lot more if I got that. Like, I'd be thrilled if someone treated me badly and then, was apologizing. But she just, like, I don't know, she just kind of was focused on like her life and her boyfriend at the time, and she just wasn't that interested. But I feel like for many of you, that will mean a lot. Like, if you did hear from them, like that would be the kind of thing that it would be like I think he sent her like a really long Facebook message that was like email/letter length. And she wrote back like, okay, thanks. She was just like not having it, but I feel like for you that will be meaningful. So I do think this person is going to have that moment of fully realizing when and how they messed up, and that they're going to really feel guilty with you. I think that right now their focus is on money so much that it's clouding their judgment and it's making them unable to see clearly. I also think they are focusing on manifesting. They might actually be into like actual manifestation, metaphysical stuff, these kinds of videos, but, and we got serendipity. So yeah, there might be something where this person, I mean, I was expecting this to be like a really harsh karma video, but this person might, like, it also might be something where the perfect timing might be, for those of you who are like, I don't ever want to hear from this person, what they did is so wrong. It might be that you get to see them kind of fail. I know that sounds really harsh, but as I was saying earlier, like I always say, if you're lucky, you get to see the karma happen. You don't always get to see it, but you know it's happening. But sometimes if you're lucky enough, you get to see them, you know, like if you're driving in traffic and the guy who like cuts everyone off, you know, then gets cut off right after or something. Like, we don't want anything horrible to happen to this person, but it is funny when someone is like driving like a total jerk and like, you know, cutting everyone off and being so aggressive, and then they get cut off or they get stuck behind like, you know, two like trucks or something, and it's just kind of funny. Like, it's like, oh well, it's funny when you get to see it, you know. But we can always rest assured that when someone has a dysfunctional energy going through life, they are going to be caught up by karma. But I feel like you might be lucky enough to actually see this happen, or hear from them, or have some kind of other interaction with them where it's like, it's not over yet. You're going to get to see some of this go down. You know what I mean? You're going to get to hear from them, or going to see this not work out for them, or see them go through this hard time. For some of you, it might be a family member that like you have to see every Thanksgiving, or a friend, or someone in your friend group or something. But I feel like you are going to get to see this moment where, you know, suddenly things just don't work out for them and they're all upset. And it's not going to be, so we got no place like home reverse. So yeah, this person might be like a family member for some of you, or someone from like your hometown or something. But I feel like this person, it's just not going to, they're going to go through a time of real hardship. And I feel like they might come to you at that time. Okay, so there's this weird TikTok, there's this weird time element to all these. I don't know what they're telling. They're saying that, I think what they're saying is when the time is right, you're going to see it all go down, and you're going to know exactly what it is. And you're not going to be like, okay, gee, I wonder when is this going to happen? I wonder if that was it. Like, you're going to know so clearly. I feel like there is going to be this person coming to you and being apologetic, or this person, you just get to witness them going through this hardship period. I keep dancing around the word, and I'll say like hardship period, but I'm feeling, because I hate to say it because I know it's a very serious thing, but I feel like this person might get depressed or go through a time of depression or something, or just real sadness where they're like kind of unable to get out of bed and really like upset about things. And so, yeah, I mean, I hate to say that's someone's karma, but, you know, all bad things can be karma, all good things can be karma. So, you know, this person could go through a period of realization of that they haven't acted right, and then it's like that's directly related to how they treated you. What is Paltu's karma for how they treated Paltu? Paltu's person's karma. What is Paltu's person's? Okay, we got unfinished symphony. I feel like, yeah, this isn't finished for some of you guys. This might be a relationship that comes back into your life. And, you know, this person hangs out around you, or this person somehow reaches back out to you or something, or maybe just keeps in. But you're going to see it. You might still follow each other on social media or something, but you are going to see something from this person that it's going to... I can't be more specific. I keep trying to be, but like I feel like the thing is it's going to be different for all of you in this group, where you know, some of this might be this person directly reaches out and is like, I'm so sad, I feel so bad about how I acted, or it might be just them kind of going through a really hard time and posting on social media like, oh, like I mean, I feel like a horrible person saying these examples, but it's like, you know, what spirit is telling me, like, oh, I lost my job, or oh, this didn't work out, or oh, like, and you know, it's going to be karmic, some kind of karmically related like downfall, kind of bad occurrences in their life, hardships. You know, we can have hardships for all different kinds of reasons. Spiritual growth, you know, a blessing in disguise. There are so many reasons that hardships happen to us. Tests, you know, to see if we're ready for the big blessing. But I feel like in this case, a lot of this is karmically related based on how they treated you, that they weren't really in the coming at you from like a positive energy. They're so focused on money, and that's going to be really their downfall. We also got deep knowing and chop wood. So I feel like for deep knowing, that is like you are there. They keep telling me that again. I want to be more specific about what exactly is going to go down, whether it's like they're going to have a relationship fall apart, or like the job thing is going to happen this way. But what I'm hearing is it's different for each of you, but you are going to know exactly what it is when it happens. It's like I'm hearing, if you know, you know, because I feel like when it goes down, you're gonna be like you're gonna know exactly, and there's gonna be no doubt in your mind that that's the karma, that you were like, I knew I saw it coming, and there it is, it just hit, you know. Yeah, like it's like, we know how, and again, I'm not trying to wade into any celebrity thing, but like Ellen DeGeneres now, I guess like her show got canceled or whatever, and I feel like a lot of people are like, well, we said that she was really mean, you know, like people are saying that. Again, I don't know, I don't want to weigh in too much on her, but it's like, I feel like that's the kind of situation, you know, when you know something about someone and you're like, dude, I know that person's shady, and everyone's like, no, they're nice, and then, you know, they do something shady publicly and everyone is like, oh my god, how did that happen? And you're like, I told you guys, I knew it. And that's going to be the kind of like feeling you have of almost like being vindicated. Like, I told you guys this person was a jerk. And when it goes down, you're going to be like, yep, that's your karma. You're going to know exactly what it is. You're not going to be, it's not going to miss you. You know what I mean? It's not going to just happen and you're kind of oblivious to it. Like, you are going to be lucky enough to watch all this stuff go down, and you're going to know what I'm talking about when it happens. And again, I wish it could be more clear, but Spirit's keeping it oblique. I feel like for some of you, it's just because this is a group with like a lot of different specific outcomes. I feel like the punishment for each of these people is going to be very specific to them, but again, I'm hearing you're just going to know when it goes down. I also think a lot of times this could be related to their financial situation or their job, since they are pursuing money so hard. It could be like another, you know, like relationship that comes in and the person dumps them or something. But I feel like for many, it's going to relate to the job. It's going to relate to some loss financially. Like maybe they are so obsessed with like trading stocks, and they're, you know, you were supposed to have like a birthday celebration and they didn't show up because they were like trading stocks all day or something. And what would happen in that case is like their stocks would all plunge, you know, and they would like lose all their money or something. It's going to directly relate, I think, to how they treated you. Like it's like I'm hearing the punishment fits the crime, you know? So it's like if they screwed you over because they were so focused on their job, then they're going to get fired. If they screwed you over because, you know, they were texting another woman, then that woman would cheat on them, or another man is going to cheat on them, or whatever. Or if they, you know, were trying to start like a side hustle, that side hustle is going to just not work out, or it's going to, you know, people are going to be like, this is shady, and it's going to get shut down somehow. Like, so the punishment is going to fit the crime. Whatever they did is going to be their downfall. And I feel like for each of you, like, hopefully you'll know what I'm talking about, because again, I wish they would be more specific, but sometimes they do this and they kind of block. I also feel like they want you to be surprised. And I feel like when the moment happens, you're going to be like so gratified and almost taken by surprise and like, yes, baby, that's what happened. Okay. So what is going to be Pile 2's person's karma? What is the karma coming for Pile 2's person? What is going to be the karma for how that person hurt Pile 2? So we got target, a goal-oriented person. So yeah, I'm feeling like, again, I keep getting like it's going to hit the target exactly. It's not going to miss this person. It's not going to be like, oh, well, it's kind of related. It's kind of specific. Like, it's like Ellen was acting like a jerk on her show and her show got canceled. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if this person, whatever way they screwed you over, if they screwed you over with, like, the rent, and, like, they, you know, somehow were your roommate and they treated you really badly, they're gonna get a roommate who's like really horrible and really nasty to them. You know, if they were someone who stole from you, someone's gonna steal from them. So I feel like it's just gonna be very specific to each of you. However this person screwed you over, it's gonna be exactly that. And so we also got May, so it could be that it happens this month. I'm filming this in early May. So it could be that, you know, it happens very fast. Ear, good news. I'm hearing this is for you. Like, just keep watching. I feel like this person, you're going to know about it somehow. You're going to see it on social media. You're going to see it on Instagram. I'm seeing someone looking at someone's Instagram and laughing, just laughing. You know, have you ever seen someone you really don't like have some, I mean, it sounds horrible, but like for me, I really dislike like rapists or abusers and stuff. So, you know, whenever I see like Harvey Weinstein pictures of him like locked up in prison, I just think it's so funny. It's hilarious to me. So, you know, I'm not saying this person is like a serial rapist like Harvey Weinstein, but I mean, I feel like whatever goes down, you're gonna be like, exactly, and you're gonna, you know that you were in the right, and you're not even gonna feel guilty about it, and nor should you, because I feel like this person did act nastily and kind of selfishly. So we got Weeping Willow, Family Sorrow. That might be something that happens for this person, as some kind of family issue. What is going to happen to Pile 2's person karmically? What kind of karma is Pile 2's person going to get? Can we get one card at a time and not have it fall out? Okay, so we just had like so many fly out. But so we got crown, honor, and respect will come to you. I feel like this person, and we got success. I think that's what's talking about what this person keeps trying to manifest. This person is trying to manifest money, and I do feel like for some of them they might succeed, but it's almost like that I'm hearing, I don't know it, I haven't memorized that many Bible verses, but something about ill-gotten gains. Like, I don't know, I feel like this person, it's going to get taken away from them. If they do get money, this person is going to have it like, you know, fall down around them somehow. Like, if they you know, ended up turning whatever side hustle into a success, it's going to be ripped out from under them, kind of a thing. But I feel like they're just going to have that moment of like, I thought this would satisfy me, and now it's not. So yeah. So yeah, I feel like this person just, you know, they're very short-sighted. They're not thinking long-term, and they are going to have some kind of a punishment for them because of it. I also got happiness. I do think that this is kind of like things that they want, things that they're pursuing, and things that they're just not going to get. I do think I can feel like their energy is just kind of depressed. I wouldn't be surprised if this is someone that actually does suffer with depression. Oh my God. Wow, okay, we got karma, haystack. Karma, you will reap what you sow. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Karma, you will reap what you sow. So this person will get karma, and I do think it's going to be directly proportionate to how they treated you. Can we get any more? I do think that this person, it's almost like they're trying to fly by the seat of their pants or something. They keep trying to manifest money, and they're just, I don't want to say they're being stupid, but kind of, because I don't think they've like thought out like, oh, I really need to, it's not like they're trying to be evil. It's not like they're trying to be nasty, but they have prioritized money over everything else, and they're not thinking about like their relationships. They're not thinking about the other people and how people are going to take it, and you know how kind of the long-term effects of things. Listening, I feel like they're not listening kind of to their intuition, and they're just kind of forging ahead like, oh, well, like I'm gonna get the money, I'm gonna get the cash, you know. It's like a very detrimental kind of not very strong way of going about things. It's not very smart. It's just very kind of, it's very stupid because, like, you know, money doesn't make you happy. It's a cliche, but it's true. And so I do think, I really wish these cards wouldn't fly around everywhere, but I do think that this person is going to reach a point of kind of depression or sadness. I'm feeling that emotion. That also could be coming from you, like the hurt that they caused. I feel like this person is just very self-focused. And almost like on one level, they realize what they did to you was wrong. Like they're smart enough to perceive that how they treated you was wrong. I don't know if all of them did it like, I'm going to go out of my way to hurt this person and screw them over. But I feel that many of them went about it just being like selfish. And they knew what they were doing was wrong, but they didn't care to stop because they wanted to get ahead financially. And so you were kind of like collateral damage. And they kind of maybe thought like, well, whatever, I can screw it over or something. And so I feel like because of that, it might even be something where like they reach success, but it's hollow. So we got follow the leader. So I feel like this person, they're just kind of trying to forge ahead with like their path. They keep trying to get success and kind of follow this path that they thought they were supposed to go on. But I feel like whatever's at the end, and yeah, we got protecting treasure, whatever's at the end is not going to make them happy in the way they think it was going to. We also got Wizard of Awareness. So I feel like this person, even though they're trying to manifest, even though they're trying to do those things, there's going to be some bittersweet quality about it where it's like, oh, I got what I thought I wanted, but it kind of sucks. Like it's kind of horrible. And they're going to go through a period of just feeling really sad, feeling really upset. It's almost like the chickens are going to come home to roost. I feel like this person is kind of going a million miles an hour. They keep trying to manifest things. They keep trying to like pursue certain dreams and certain goals, but they're not going about it in an ethical way. And I feel like they kind of threw you under the bus in many ways, that you were kind of like, they cared about you a lot, but then they were like, but I care about the money more, so whatever, I'm just going to leave this person in the dust. And yeah, I just think that their punishment is going to come around with like, maybe they get what they wanted, but it doesn't actually feel that good, you know, and it doesn't make them happy. And that can sometimes be like the worst punishment, you know, because it's one thing when you're like, you don't get a goal and you're kind of like, well, but when you actually get it and you realize it's not making you happy, there's such an emptiness to it. That's why like people like Justin Bieber, no offense to him, but like some of these celebrities that have so much money, they go off the rails because it's like, you think this is going to make you happy, but when you actually get it and you're still just as unhappy, that's actually the most alarming thing, because it's like, wow, what do I have to go after now? I had this one goal that was keeping me going, and now I have it, you know, and there's nothing left. I actually think it's like, you know, it's funny because there have been times in my life when I've tried to manifest money, and then when you get the money, and you were like, oh, that will take care of all my problems if I just had X amount of money. And then you get the money, and it's like, oh, and you take care of all those problems. And then the funny thing is, other problems pick up or pop up, or even worse, the problems that come to like mind, the problems that come to your awareness are like way deeper things, like childhood trauma, unpacking, like deep family stuff. Like, it's like that stuff is a lot harder to deal with than money. Money is, you know, can be difficult, and I totally get it when someone is like struggling to keep a roof over their head. I get it. That's really hard, and I'm not trying to take away from that at all. But for most of us who live in like, you know, at least like you know, a developed country or something, and we have like plumbing and we have like running water and stuff, it's like, you know, while money can solve a lot of those problems, it's like it might be easier to actually earn, you know, $200, then it would be to figure out and heal like deep childhood trauma. You know what I mean? Like, what would you rather do if someone was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a task for the day, you have to somehow find a way to earn $100, or I'm going to ask you to solve all your childhood trauma today. You'd be like, I'll take the 100 easily, because the childhood trauma is a lot more difficult to, reason with. And I'm not saying that this person's going to have childhood trauma, but I just feel like whatever they are ignoring to focus on money, it's not going to work out in the way they think. And when they realize that, it's going to be like this deep moment of sadness for them. But I also feel like they do know how they treated you and that it was bad. They've already kind of realized it, and it's like niggling at the back of their mind. They kind of are, I feel like in a way they think about reaching out to you, or they think about what they did to you. Let me pull some more cards. I didn't pull this deck for pile 1, but I just feel like called to. What is going to be the karma for pile 2's person? What is going to be the karma for pile 2's person? One card at a time. What is going to be the karma for pile 2's person? Discontent and boredom. Reverse, but I don't think, I don't think there's reversals in this deck. I feel like, this person might get what they want, but it doesn't make them happy, It's like they see this guy as like he's sitting in front of a castle or whatever, and, you would think like, oh, damn, that looks like a nice setup. I mean, hey, I wouldn't mind. Just send me over there and I'll take his place. But, it's like, it doesn't make him happy. He's like all depressed, sitting in like what looks like a castle or a mansion, giant castle in the background with like this beautiful garden, and he's like all up in his feelings, feeling sad, feeling upset. I mean, if like, there's all these documentaries by like Demi Lovato or other celebrities, and if you watch them, they're all like, so many of them are depressed, because really money does not make you happy. It can make a lot of stuff go a lot easier, especially if you're, homeless or something like that. It's very serious, and I'm not trying to take away from people who are really struggling to put a roof over their head and those kind of basic needs fulfilled. But once you have a certain level of money, like an extra million doesn't really make a difference. And I don't know if this person's going to reach that level of success, but I just feel like there might be something where they put you to the side for a certain task, a certain goal, like a certain goal they have in mind. It might be like they're a singer and they wanted to perform at a live venue of like X amount of people. Like, I want to perform in front of 500 people. Or I want to, have this many hits on SoundCloud or something. Or it might be that this person was like in a career and they wanted to be promoted to X role, or they wanted to make X amount of money on their business. And there's something involved where or again, this rental situation that keeps coming to mind, where you guys were like in an apartment and this person, wanted to save the money or whatever, and kind of screwed you out of some amount or something. And so I feel like whatever this person is doing this for, did this mean thing to you for, they're gonna actually, I hate to say it, but they might get what they've been trying to manifest. So if it was the SoundCloud thing, then they will get that amount of hits. Or if it was the concert, they will get that amount of, people at the venue. But it's like they're not going to be happy. It's not going to make them happy. And that can be the ultimate punishment and I feel like then they're going to circle back to you, and they are going to try to come to you, or you're going to be able to see it, and you're going to be able to observe like what they're going through in some way, even if it's through social media. We got new beginnings reverse. I just feel like this person, they're going to feel very stuck in their energy. That's coming through really strongly, actually. And solitude. I also feel like they are going to feel alone and lonely, like they are going to really reconsider the way that they acted towards you, and there's going to be loneliness there, like, damn, I really messed up with that one. We also got light, and I'm going to read that as reversed. I feel like this person, they're going to really miss your light and the light you bring and the energy you brought to them. They are going to really feel like, oh, well, like that really benefited my life. That was really amazing, and now it's gone. And it's going to be like a distinct sense of loss for this person. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, we got fire, emotion, strong emotion, passionate lover or hate, love or hate. You might be like a fire sign, and this person might have kind of judged you for being like too much, or like, again, not good for their image, because I feel like this person is very kind of like disciplined, earthy energy, like goal oriented. And again, this is why they prioritize their money so much. And it's almost like they judged you for being too emotional or something, or they judged you of like, well, why do you always act that way in my work functions or something. It's almost like they blamed your emotions for things. So you might have been upset about a situation, and they were like, well, you're taking this too seriously, or like you're always getting mad, you're always, you're always throwing a fit or something. So they didn't take your emotions seriously, and they kind of like dismissed them, and now they're gonna miss those emotions so much. Hey guys, so sorry about that. My light actually fell over, but when it did, I was able to see some of the other I was picking up the light, and I was picking up the cards that had flown out, and so yeah, a lot more of the cards, and I was like, oh, these really apply. So we got wealth, angel, rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross, and candle, you will be shown the way. I feel like you were very much kind of like an angel in their life and provided them a light. So we got like fire and candle. So I feel like there's this energy of you having, like I said, a fiery energy and bringing a lot of light to their life. And we also got light here. So we got 3 cards like in a row with that. And so I feel like you brought this like fiery emotion, like beautiful way of looking at the world that kind of like made things exciting for this person and brought in this emotional energy that this person isn't usually engaged in, or they're usually very kind of buttoned up almost, or focused on other things. And you're like so well focused on like work, focused on money, focused on like being buttoned up and getting everything done right. And then you're so emotional and kind of fun almost, or just fiery, and like I don't know how to describe it, but like you just bring this new exciting energy to their life. You know what I mean? There's like excitement there, and just like taking, I'm hearing like making the ordinary extraordinary or something. I feel like you're the type of person who would take like a random night out on like the town, and you'd like end up having you guys like running through like the city park and like eating a hot dog off the street, but it's like it's totally unexpected. Like you went to like a nice theater or something, and they were expecting to have like a buttoned up dinner afterwards, and instead you're like, let's get hot dogs and go watch the skateboarders down in the park or something. Like you're kind of unexpected, or you just bring this element of like not impulsivity kind of, but like spontaneity. Like you're spontaneous, and you kind of open their world up. And I feel like this person really took it for granted somehow, and was very focused on their money situation, and was very focused on finances, and you brought like fun and excitement somehow into their life. And I feel like this person is just so selfishly money oriented that they just really didn't see it, and they didn't care. And so I do feel like they are going to be punished a little bit because of that. They are going to like see that, that they're going to reach a point where they're like, wow, I really miss this person's presence in my life. We got older man. So it might be an older guy. It might be an older man that, you kind of spiced up their life or something somehow, or it could be a family member or something. But yeah, so I also think you will be shown the way with the candle. Again, Spirit just wants me to tell you that you're going to get to witness this downfall. You're going to be lucky enough to like see it directly. And I almost feel like for some of you, it's going to directly relate to you. So it's almost like again, this is a general reading, and so they're not giving me, a lot of times they'll give me specifics, but in this case they're kind of leaving it very oblique, so you have to fill in the blank for yourself. But it would be something along the lines of like, if they screwed you out of this apartment scenario that I keep seeing, of like, you know, they were supposed to move out but they didn't, or something, then what's going to end up happening is like their credit is going to be like taking a nosedive, or the police show up and like tell them like you got to leave, or you know what I mean. It's going to relate directly to whatever they did. If they screwed you out of something at a job, maybe like they'll get fired one day, and you know they had no notice or something, or whatever they did for you, like maybe they lied to get you fired or something, and they get caught for doing exactly that. But I feel like there is going to just be some direct relationship to you with the karma. You know, like, I don't know how to describe it or how better to put it into words, but I just feel like there's going to be no question about, well, was it that, or was it something else? Like, it's going to be like, no, it was exactly that, you know? So you don't need to worry that much about, you know, is this person going to face justice or something? I feel like they are, and I definitely feel like you're going to know when it happens. You're not going to be in doubt about it. You're not going to be like, I'm not sure, like, maybe, you know, maybe it was this that got him. Like, you're going to know exactly that it relates to you, and you're going to possibly even hear from them in many cases. So you don't need to worry about, you know, this person like having karma happen to them, but it's like hidden in the shadows and you don't really get to notice it. Like, I feel like you're actually going to get to witness it. You're actually going to get to directly see it, and when it goes down, you are going to be like, I really just see someone just laughing in front of like Instagram and just thinking it's so funny. Whatever goes down. I also feel like, so we got rat, take care, enemies are against you. And I do feel like this person, another theme, and this isn't the only card that relates to that, but having that brought up reminds me, I feel like this person is also going, because they are so focused on money, they might be in a very competitive situation or field, or they're competing somehow against people, and there's like this tension with others, and it is going to be a constant source of stress for them. And that might be one of the reasons why they fall into this depressive period, which I'm seeing happening for them. I feel like this is just going to be constantly grating, and it's almost like they had you in their life and you were like more of a fun, nice energy. You weren't like as cutthroat. I feel like you're fiery and you can be emotional sometimes, but you're also just a very bright light, like warm and stuff. So you are not someone that would like want to directly screw someone over and be like plotting and planning and Machiavellian. You know what I mean? And I feel like in a way this person looked down on you for that. Like, oh, well, you really should be a lot less emotional. You really should be more logical, kind of a thing. Like, kind of smug about it. And it's almost like, oh, really? So you want a really logical person? Well, here you go. Here's a Machiavellian plotter and planner who is going to go out of their way to screw you over. So I think that that might be one of the ways this karma manifests for this person, is that this other person that they are involved with financially is going to create a lot of tension for them in their life. It could be, you know, at their workplace or something, but I feel like there is someone in their life who is just going to be very Machiavellian. And it's like they're constantly going to have to be fighting and like, you know, like scheming and figuring things out, because this other person is just going to keep coming for them. This other person isn't like as forgiving or nice as you. And this, I feel like this person that I'm picking up, your person, they kind of pride themselves on like, well, I'm very logical. I'm not emotional. I'm very smart. And they kind of like to plot and plan, but it's like they're going to meet their match. You know what I mean? So any smugness they felt about you, and I feel like they blamed things on you because you are emotional, where it's like, this person really is just so over the top or something. That is, they're gonna get like, it's like, okay, you want that? Okay, here's your wish granted. Now you have someone who's not emotional at all and is very, very logical and very Machiavellian, just like you. And you know what? you're gonna not like it. And so it's like they are going to kind of, because they keep competing to be in these financial situations, they are going to be made to feel less than. Because that's the thing, is like when you compete with like the big dogs, they're really good. You know, you can be an Olympic level you know, swimmer or something, and you can still feel like a complete loser when you have to swim against Michael Phelps and you score in the absolute last position. You know, in your hometown, you're probably like the legend that people are like asking for your autograph. But when you go up there to the Olympics, suddenly no one even cares about you, and they're like, oh yeah, he's really not very good. So it's like even someone who has a really high self-esteem or is doing well can feel bad because they keep being elevated into this like high level. And I feel like in a way that might be how this manifests for some of these people, where they are pursuing money, they are wanting to be at the very top, and then once they get there, they might find that it's a lot more sharks than they ever thought they'd have to handle, and that they really miss someone like you who's a lot more, I feel like, understanding, less pretentious, and who's more about like enjoying life and stuff. And it's like now that that energy is gone for them, they really realize how much they missed it. So yeah, I hope that helped, guys. I hope it resonated. I mean, this one was hard because I feel like Spirit was kind of holding a lot of stuff back from me. Again, I feel like it's because it's supposed to be a bit of a surprise, and you guys are going to know when it happens. Again, I keep hearing when you know, you know. So I feel like when it all goes down, again, you're going to be front seat of the audience, you know, front row with the popcorn, and you're going to get to observe it all. And Spirit kind of wants to keep it a little bit of a surprise so that you're, you know, really thrilled when it goes down. And they don't want me to take away from it by being like, it's going to happen this way. Like, they want you to be kind of looking out for it and waiting for it, because again, I just think that moment of, it's kind of like I'm hearing when, you know, when you see a movie trailer that kind of gives everything away, and when that moment comes, you're like, oh yeah, I expected that. But then there's movie trailers where you're kind of like, I don't know what the hell this thing is saying. I don't know. Or you go to the movie with your friend and they kind of drag you along and you don't have time to watch the trailer. So you're just like, oh yeah, I guess I'll watch it. Sure. And it's like so much better because it's all fresh, you know. And I feel like that's what they want for you. That I feel like, again, you're going to see this person. If you're following them on social media, don't unfollow, no matter how tempted you may be. Or maybe you can creep on them anonymously, but I definitely think you're going to notice when it happens. For some reason, it's going to be made public. Maybe they will feel the need to post about it, or, you know, it will just be made obvious by other people, but you're going to know. So please let me know if it resonated, you guys. I hope I was able to get to some truth. This was kind of hard because Spirit, you know, wants to keep a little things on the DL for you for some reason. But if it resonated, let me know. And if you have any readings ideas you would like to see, please let me know. Also, make sure to like, that means so much, and subscribe if you want to see more videos, because I post them every few days. So if you want to see more, let me know. And if you have ideas, because I'm always looking to help you guys in whatever way I can. So sending so much love to you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey Pile 3, so if you guys picked this one, I think it is, if I can get it to focus, I think it's like cucumber sushi. It could also be avocado, a very unripe avocado sushi. It also kind of looks like an apple, but I'm hoping it's not apple sushi. And so anyway, and speaking of, I apologize for the lighting. I tried to get it fixed, but it's still kind of janky today. If you have any preferences about how I film, whether it's like the white table or this kind of antique desk, you know, let me know. If you like it from overhead or from this angle, let me know. If you don't care, that's totally cool. I know it's kind of a boring subject, but I love hearing your preferences. So, and I'm still kind of figuring out my setup, so I would love to know your thoughts if you have one in any direction. But let's get into your pile. So what is going on for pile 3? What kind of karma is pile 3's person going to get? Okay, so we got the Emperor. We got the 8 of Cups. Excuse me. Yeah. The Queen of Swords. The Chariot. What is going 3's person going to see? What kind of karma is pile 3's person going to see? So we have the 4 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, the 10 of Wands. So right away, I feel like this person likes to be in control. I feel like they can be very kind of, and yeah, we got the Hermit. Like, they're not the best, I feel like, relationship person. Again, there might be, like, I'm picking up on somewhat of a romantic energy in this deck, and this might not apply for everyone because this is a general reading for people in general. So it could be a parent, it could be like a friend. I just feel like, so I'm trying to read it as that, but there is a romantic energy for some of you in this deck that's coming through in this card pull. I feel like this is a person who really likes to be in control and is kind of controlling, and likes to be the one like calling the shots, and they can be a little bit cold and almost manipulative. I feel like they don't feel, they're not that empathetic. Like, they would maybe even laugh at the idea of empathy. It's like stupid to them. I'm hearing like facts, not feelings or whatever. Like, I feel like they kind of would look down on someone for being very emotional. And we just got the Queen of Cups. So we've gotten a bunch of Queen cards. We got the Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. Feeling like you are this Queen energy. Again, this it doesn't have to be gendered. So if you're a man doing this reading, it can still be you. Specifically, I'm like getting that you are this Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. So you're really good at, they're telling me you're like an emotional person and kind of fiery. Like, you are, I feel like you're someone who wears your heart on your sleeve and someone who also is a good communicator. They're telling me to tell you that, like, I feel like maybe sometimes this person in your life made you feel like you're not a good communicator. Like, you are like silly and like hysterical and like you're out of control, or like, wow, like you make a big deal out of everything or something. And they're telling me, no, it's not the truth. This person is the bad communicator. And maybe they've tried to like make you feel that way or make you feel like you were the problem. And, Spirit is telling me like, no, they are not the problem. It's hard to describe this because like the gender, like, it's like, I'm trying to say they're the problem, as in your other person. You're not the problem, they are the problem, And so, I feel like this person might have made you feel that way, like you are a burden, and that they're kind of like tolerating you and like that no one's ever gonna like you that much, kind of a vibe. They might have like made you feel like you're like irrational, kind of crazy, over the top. I feel like this person is very kind of unemotional and kind of plots and plans and is very like cold almost, I guess, or just almost Machiavellian, or they just don't respect your emotions about things. They didn't give you the respect that you deserve. And I feel like that's where kind of like they have so much pride that it's going to lead to a downfall for them. I do think Spirit is telling me it's going to take some time, but I think that, that's something that is happening currently. That's something that's in the air, like progressing just based on their current energy. This person is like judgmental. I feel like they don't have a lot of compassion in general for many people. I don't think you're the first person that came around that they like did this to. I feel like this is a pattern with them in relationships of kind of making the other person feel crazy. They might have told you when you interacted with this person, like, oh my god, my friend was crazy, or my ex was crazy, or this person's crazy. Like, I feel like they have a pattern of doing that just in general with like a lot of people, that they kind of like to see people like lose it almost. They live for that. It makes them feel powerful and it makes them feel successful, and they're all about the power. They really like feeling powerful. They really like feeling in charge. So you can't really blame anyone else about, why am I in this situation? I feel so overwhelmed. It's like because you brought yourself in that situation and you made it happen. I feel like this person also can be a little bit disingenuous and not be honest. I feel like they, they're not someone who like tells you the truth about situations that are going on. I feel like they might have been disingenuous with you, or just kind of screwed you over because it's like they could, and because they had some kind of power, and they like using their power. They like demonstrating to people like, no, I'm the one in control, not you, me. They kind of like making people feel powerless, you know what I mean? They like it when people are like, oh, I just feel so like upset, I don't have anything going on. They love that. A lot of us for empaths, that's like a worst nightmare. When someone comes to us and they're so upset, we're like, oh, because we take it all in, I mean, we like to help people, but it's like overwhelming to feel all that negative emotion. And I feel like in this case, this person, they kind of love it. They love when people are upset, and that really signifies a deep spiritual sickness. When anyone is feeding off negative emotions, that's really inverted. It's the opposite of how we as humans are supposed to live, and it really is bad. I mean, to me, that's always a huge warning to me. Like, that's like probably my biggest red flag. Those people that like they love to see, like, I'm seeing the image, and this might apply to this person. I'm seeing like one of those people that tells like cruel jokes to people until they cry. You know what I mean? Like would keep making fun of someone's weight or something until they broke down in tears. Or would keep, making like little digs about someone's outfit until that person storms out. And then I feel like afterwards they'd be like, what? I didn't do anything. Oh, they're so sensitive or something. But they love it. Whenever someone's doing that, I'm like, oh my God, sick person. Because I just think as humans, we all can feel each other's energy. And whenever you're like feasting, it's one thing when you're at a concert and everyone's super happy and you're dancing and vibing and you're like euphoric and feeling and feeding off people's energy in that positive sense, and that's good. I mean, we all do that, and I think that's fine. But when it's the opposite, and when like someone's upset and depressed and crying and you're like, yes, and you're loving it, I mean, it's really weird. Actually, it's like the opposite of how things are normally supposed to do. It's kind of like if someone had an amazing dish of filet mignon next to dog food. You'd think there was something wrong with a human being that was like, ew, not the filet mignon, give me that dog food. Oh, I love it. Like, and so to me, it says that there's something very spiritually off that has gone like horribly, horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. I take it very seriously when I see someone like some of those comedians that, only make fun of people, and then they love it when the person kind of has a meltdown. That is just evil, to be honest. And yeah, I think that this person, so we also got clean it up. I'm hearing that this person's like filthy in that sense, because that says, I mean, that's what comes to mind for me is like spiritual filth, is when someone is at the point where they have so lost touch with their humanity that they are enjoying when someone's in pain and someone's feeling awful and someone's really upset. That is really a bad thing, very dark, and it's not really something that should even come natural to us as humans. I mean, I can't do well when someone's feeling upset. Like, it doesn't do anything for me except make me feel worse. And that's pretty standard how it should be. Extreme cases, like if Harvey Weinstein's having something bad happen, I'm not going to be crying. I'm going to be pretty happy. But for the most part, a random human, I am going to be really upset when I see, photos of like a mom crying because something bad happened to her kid or something. It upsets me. I think most people are like that. So whenever you see that flipped and you see someone taking pleasure in other people's pain, that's really bad. And that's like the biggest red flag. And oh my God, that's so weird. I was saying that, and then I looked down at this card, and what is that right at the top? A red flag. Exactly. I feel like, in a way, I don't know, some of you might still be somehow involved with this person or having to interact with them, and I feel like Spirit wants you to know that you should probably get away from this person. TikTok, so it might be something like, make it happen, let's go. I don't know. This person might have used gifts or their money or their power to kind of get to you or to keep you in place. It might have been like an abusive boss type situation, or a situation where, and we also got mending, it might have been, you know, a romantic relationships where someone used money to keep you in line kind of a thing, or use their, I also feel like there could be an age difference thing where this was someone with more knowledge who used their age and the wisdom that comes with age to like take advantage of someone who's younger, you know, because like it's a lot easier to fool a kid. That's why the expression taking candy from a baby exists, and it's a lot easier to fool, you know, an 18-year-old than like a 30-year-old, or a 30-year-old than a 50-year-old, you know what I mean? I mean, at a certain point we get a lot of knowledge, but it's also like, you know, with age comes wisdom. And I feel like this person likes being around people who don't have as much power and maybe don't have as much knowledge yet, you know, because we get wisdom with age, but it does take time. And I just think this person doesn't feel comfortable when it's like an equal playing field. So we also got by the book. I feel like this person is someone that is very orderly, does things kind of by the book, and also how they treated you, I'm hearing it wasn't right. It really was not right. So the specific karma they're going to get is, I feel like they have accumulated this karma for a long time, and it's kind of coming towards them like a freight train a little bit. Like they have really done the wrong thing, and I feel like they keep trying to find I feel that this is a very empty person who has tried to get satisfaction from others' pain. And you know, I kept talking about how that's unnatural, but I'm also hearing it's impossible. Like they're looking in the wrong source. You know what I mean? Like it's like if you want to get cereal at the grocery store, you can't go over to the meat department. And they keep trying to get happiness through pain. That's the opposite, you know? So you're not going to get happy. This person has this deep emptiness inside of them, and they keep trying to fulfill it with like this dysfunctional stuff. They think if they make others feel powerless, that they'll feel powerful, and they'll finally fill that kind of void inside of them. And it's just never going to work. It's never going to happen for them that way. The energy that they're exuding is just this like dictatorial, selfish type of energy, you know? There's someone that really only thinks about themselves, and someone that really I feel like at night, you know, when they're alone, they get really sad, and they feel really like if they were honest with themselves. I think they block a lot of those emotions out, but it's like those emotions are so strong that it comes out anyway, even as much as they try to like push it down. And the reason why I feel like they were drawn to you is because you are very powerful, whether you realize it or not. And actually a lot of your power comes in your emotions, and that kind of emotional quality that you have that this person made fun of. Like I feel like you are a nice person, but you're also not the type to fly off the handle, but a little bit. Like you're the type to stand up for yourself, and like if you know you're the type to be like this is wrong or something, like you're not a total pushover. And I actually think that's why this person was drawn to you. They like a challenge. It's kind of like they like to break people is what I'm hearing. And it's almost like, what's more fun, breaking, quote unquote, a little horse that's like a pony that's been ridden around at like children's birthday parties for its whole life, or breaking a wild Mustang? Obviously, if that's what you're into, you know, breaking the wild Mustang is way more of a accomplishment. And so that's why they were drawn to you, is because you are strong and because you exude this strength. I feel like maybe this relationship, or however things ended up with this person, made you feel weak, made you feel like maybe I'm not as strong as I thought I was. But I'm hearing that you are. You're just not a toxic person. So since you're not toxic, you didn't know how to deal with this person's evil, because that's not strength. It's not that you're not strong. It's that you're not evil, and that's something you should be proud of, and that's something that will benefit you. but this person was using evil tactics. It's kind of like if you're playing a sport against someone and they do illegal stuff, like if you're playing soccer and they just take the ball, pick it up with their hands and run it across and like walk over to the goal and like directly put it in the goal. Like, you don't count that as winning. You're like, dude, you cheated. That's not the rules of engagement. And I feel like that's what happened here is if this person made you feel powerless or less than, it's because they took underhanded tactics that like Spirit is saying they don't agree with, and that it was not okay. And they didn't win fair and square. It's not like they won. It's like they tried to make it seem like they won, just like if that person did that in soccer and they suddenly took the ball and just picked it up between their two hands, you wouldn't be like, oh, well, he won. Well, I guess the game's over. You would be like, okay, you cheated. Are you serious? Can we play again? Like, or are we done? Or are you just gonna, like, because you didn't win. No one's giving you the trophy. No one's giving you the medal. That's how Spirit is feeling. Like, it's like, if you think this person won, you're crazy. Come on, this person didn't win. And they don't want you feeling powerless because they're actually telling me that this person was drawn to you because of your power. They were trying to leech your power from you. This person, I keep getting like energy vampire, which is like a real thing. And I feel like this person was like to have you around because of the power and strength you exude, and you're very like full of life, full of energy, full of zest. And this person really, really, really was drawn to it like a moth to a flame, like a literal flame, because you have a little bit of fiery energy. I wouldn't be surprised if you were an Aries or a Sag or a Leo, of course. I love Leos. And also I wouldn't be surprised though if you were a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, because there's emotions coming in here strong. That you are an emotional person and so both the fire and water signs have that. And you also have air though. So, I mean, you could be a Virgo, Aqua, Libra, but I'm getting more of the energy coming through. So, I mean, we've covered most of the zodiac, but I'm not getting earth signs super strong. So in your chart, I feel like emotional signs are dominant, so the fire and the water would be dominant for you. You are an emotional type of person. When something happens that's like bad, you react to it, and that's healthy. That's normal. That's a good thing. And it's actually a major source of your power. You're not dysregulated. I feel like this person tried to make you feel like you're crazy or like, oh God, this person's nuts. It's like, no, you're not at all. You're actually very balanced. And that's why this person tried to energy vampire off you, because they recognize you as this powerful person, full of life, full of like vibrancy. And this person, just like, you don't become like all the vampires in the movies and stuff. They're all like old people sucking the blood of the young. That's kind of like what's going on here. This person has no actual energy of their own. They're not powerful. So they have to suck off powerful, vibrant people. And that's you. You are that. I'm hearing you are that B-I-T, I'm not going to say the rest because I try to keep things PG, but like you have so much going on for you. And I feel like this person made you doubt your confidence and doubt who you were as a person. And I just want you to know that like, none of that is true. And we got go the distance. I think that's you. You can go the distance. You are going to be so successful. And this person, I feel like that's part of their karma, is that's going to really bother them. They would love it if you were like unsuccessful, crying about them. That would make them feel very powerful. I feel like for you, you're going to have a short break where you're kind of healing from this. And then it came up. Career, as we're talking about it. And then things are really going to explode for you. And I do think in the realm of career, or it could also be love, like a really amazing relationship. But I feel like it's career. If it's love, it would be someone who's like super successful, where it's kind of related to finances, even though it's love. Like, it'd be like the kind of person who, took you out on a yacht or something, and you're like on these amazing vacations and you're posting it, because this person's very insecure about your finances, and so they don't want to see your finances take off. And I'm seeing that happening for you, that you're going to actually be blessed financially because of this situation, because whenever someone tries to curse us, they bless us. Whenever someone gives us bad karma and is cruel to us, they bless us. That's something that took me a while to figure out, but it's true. And so that's gonna like drive them insane, seeing you do so well. We also got shield. You need to defend yourself. If you're still connected to this person, you definitely need to take steps to energetically and in all ways protect yourself and create a birth of or conception of a child or enterprise. I could definitely see you again like getting romantically involved with someone. I feel like, again, I hate to talk about money, but I feel like this person's just going to have a lot of money because you are going to just have this new lifestyle, and then you might get pregnant or something, but it would be like a permanent relationship. Like I'm seeing someone like traveling to like the Four Seasons or like really nice hotels, really nice situations where like this person's like, oh my God, what kind of lifestyle are they living? And they're jealous of the financial situation you're in that come about as a result of this relationship. And I also feel like for others, it's a career, it's like a business, but it's like giving birth to a new thing. And that's going to be part of this person's karma. They're a very jealous person, and it's actually going to drive them wild more than anything else that could happen to them. Them seeing you do so well is going to be like the ultimate punishment for them. Yeah, because you're on the ladder to success. Oh my God. As I was saying that, and then this one fell, you're on the money path. Yep. You are on the money path. And them, I know it's like weird because usually with these karmic readings, I like to see this is going to happen to them directly. But I'm actually hearing that you doing so well and the success you have coming to you is going to be the ultimate punishment for them. Because they're really going to realize how empty they are. But it's like they're empty, but they're doing everything. They're scheming, they're being so Machiavellian. And so they feel like at the end of the day, the least they should get for their behavior is, you know, some money. Like, it's like you're the one who lives, I feel like you're like a joyful person. You live this life where you're like living in the moment. You're kind of dragon. So it says beware of self-delusion, but I'm getting that, you know, dragon is supposedly in Chinese astrology, it's the best zodiac sign. I mean, they don't play around and say like all the zodiac signs are good, which is what we do in, you know, Western astrology. And it's true, all of them have pluses and minuses, but they're like, no, the dragon's the best because it's like forceful, it's strong, it gets things done, it's full of fiery, vibrant energy, it's like fun, it's smart, it's all the best things. And I feel like that is like you are a fun, vibrant person. You might even be a dragon astrology sign. If you were born in 1988, I think is like the year that is closest to us for like the people who would be watching this reading. And then I guess 2000. So yeah, if you were born in those years, and then I guess 1976 and 1964, and excuse me if my math is wrong, but if you might want to look it up because you might be a dragon. And anyway, if you're not, though, I just feel like you exude that energy. Like you are such a powerful, amazing person that you have so much going for you, and you're going to accomplish so much, and that's going to drive this person nuts. We also got happiness for you. I feel like when that comes in, like again, that's why this person doesn't understand and doesn't think you deserve it. In their mind, people should have to suffer to get anything. Like this person has had a very nasty life where like I feel like people kind of like beat all the goodness out of them. You know what I mean? Like they were like around nasty people and they gave into it. Because you can be around nasty people who treat you bad and keep the light inside of you, but they didn't. They gave themselves over to this darkness. And so because of that, in their mind, the only way for someone to succeed or do well is that they have to like lie and screw people over and, you know, deceive and blah, blah, blah. And they are so in that mode. So it's like for them, they don't think you deserve to have money because you're so like happy and a good person that they're like, no, that's not what it takes. It's kind of like someone who wins the Olympics who never like practiced, and then someone who practiced 5 hours a day would be like outraged. And that's how they view you. And they don't realize that that's totally crazy because they're the ones being dysfunctional, not you. But in their mind, it's like, no, I worked hard for this. I did everything I was supposed to do. How are they going to get the money? I'm the one who deserves it, not them. And so that's gonna just drive them up a wall, like in a way that nothing else ever could. Seeing you do so well is going to be the ultimate form of punishment. You know, when you see, like, I'm hearing or seeing this, like a celebrity will become famous, and it's like sometimes you hear like interesting tea about like, oh, I met them and they were really rude, and you're like, oh, that's a good story. But once in a while you'll have some story pop up that's like, you know, supposed to make a celebrity look bad, and it's like so minor and stupid, like, well, I knew so and so in high school and they drank during the high school parties, so they're a dishonest person. And you're like, okay, like, I mean, no one really is going, that doesn't mean they're a bad person, like, what? I feel like that's the kind of thing, like, you might actually get like notoriety or fame, and then it might happen that this person tries to go around and tell people like, well, I knew them and they were really dishonest or something, and people are just like, please, we're not listening, we don't take it seriously. They'll just know that like, this doesn't seem legit, this seems like it's coming from a bitter, shady person, and we're not taking it seriously. And that's gonna really drive this person crazy. Like, they're just going to like just be so upset about the outcomes of your lives. Like, I feel like they wanted to break your spirit and make you feel powerless. That comes across so strong. And we also got heal the ouch. So I feel like there's some pain you have to get through over this. Like, I feel like in a way you felt very powerful before, and then when you met this person, the saddest thing is that they've made you feel less powerful, less amazing. They've made you feel like you're not actually this incredible creature that you thought you were, this incredible powerhouse. Like, maybe I can't manifest everything I want. Maybe I'm not that good. Maybe I'm not that smart or pretty or whatever. And what I'm hearing is that this person was doing it on purpose to try to hurt you, to try to break you, to try to stop your path, because they can kind of see the trajectory you're on. They can kind of sense that you are headed for like success. You know, it's interesting in readings because the success energy that someone has really hangs around them separately, as a separate energy from them. Like, you know, it's funny because when it's hard to describe to someone else who doesn't do this, but when you do these readings, you pick up on the energy inside of someone, right? So it's like, oh, they have this, they have that. It's kind of like if you look inside a cupboard, right? And you're like, oh, there's a cup there. Okay, there's some, you know, silverware over there, and there's some plates stacked there. There's a little doll there. Like, that's what you're kind of doing spiritually. You're kind of going through someone's energy, kind of like, oh, there's that, and it's inside of them, if that makes sense. And then when you pick up on the success, there's certain energies, deception being one, but another one is a success that actually hangs out outside of them, like a separate energy. So instead of it being inside the cupboard, it's like next to it. And I know that's probably really hard to understand if you're not kind of doing this work, but I feel like a lot of us pick up on it, you know, like, it's like you'll see, you know, like a video of some famous person performing when they were like a young unknown, and you're like, oh my God, like, of course they were going to be successful. Look how good they were back in the day. Or they just had that special something. Or even before, you know, a band blows up, someone's like, hey, listen to this, and you're like, oh my God, they're amazing, I know they're gonna do so good. You can just, we all have that intuitive grasp. Even if you don't do this as work, you can tell. Like, I feel like intuitively we pick up on these energies, and a lot of people have this gift, and we can tell when someone has the success because it hangs around very separately to them, and it kind of marks them as like, oh, they're headed in that direction. And I feel like for you, you have this success hanging around you, that's dancing around you, and this person was picking up on it, and this is all part of your journey. You're supposed to learn from this. I feel like this person taught you a lot about shadiness, shady people, shady behavior, lies, liars. And so this person was supposed to come around you, and the karma that's going to come to them is that they didn't stop your success, they actually helped it. And that's going to drive them crazy. That's going to be the worst punishment that they could ever imagine, because in their dream world they would be the only success. They would be the only success and everyone else would be starving, you know? Like, that's how selfish this person really is. They really want them to be the only person that succeeds, and everyone else, you know, is like SOL, and everyone else is like straggling around. That's what they would love. And so the fact that you're even higher, closer up the mountain than you were, you're even, you know, closer to your destiny and to achieving your dreams than you were originally. And I do think you're going to be flying. You're going to have so much abundance and amazingness coming towards you. Like, you're not even going to be able to understand or really fully, like, you know, process everything. Like, it's just going to be so wonderful. And so this person's karma is going to be having to sit around and watch you do super well, because I just feel like you're going to blow them out of the water, and you are going to be so happy. And this person, that's something they can never do, even though they may like screw you over at certain time. Like, they may have screwed you over in certain times, and that's their idea of getting money, getting success, is that you have to screw people over. That will never give them happiness. And the fact that you're going to be so happy and emanating happiness, and they're going to see it, they're going to like see your social media, it's gonna really drive them up a wall. And it's funny because I feel like, yeah, like that is going to be, it's funny how like the timing of that will work out, you know? I'm just seeing, like, it's like, you know how everyone has that goal, I guess, if you have like an ex-boyfriend or something, and people joke about like, of course I'd run into him when I'm wearing sweatpants and stuff, you know? But I feel like what I'm seeing is like you running into him when you're in like a ball gown and you have perfect makeup and you have like perfect hair, and again, switch the genders, or, you know, it could be a female energy, but I just feel like this person is gonna have to see you do so well and be so perfect, and it's gonna really upset them to see you doing so great. They definitely follow you, and they definitely keep tabs on you, and they want to see you doing badly. They get a real kick out of that. And so the fact that it's not going to work and they're going to have to see you doing amazing is just really going to bother them. And if this was someone that you were in a romantic relationship with, it could also be that they were trying to break you and make you feel like you were unlovable, feel like you could never have a real relationship again, or feel like no one will want me, or something like that. And so I feel like this person you're going to be with, money is going to be in the equation no matter what. So it's going to be a successful person who has their finances lined up correctly. If it's a love relationship, but regardless, I just feel like this love is going to be so amazing, like one of those Instagram perfect couples or something. And so this person is going to have to observe it. This person is going to have to see it, and it's really going to just drive them up a wall. They're very competitive, and they're very constantly keeping tabs of everyone they perceive as competition. And I feel like you're competition numero uno. So I also want to tell you, Spirit is telling me, if they ever come to you and try to act really nice, try to act like, hey, like, I can't believe we had that misunderstanding, but anyway, let's patch it up, just stay the hell away. This person has nothing but bad intentions for you. They really, you know, they'll do anything to like get you. They actually think that lying and manipulating is like a good thing, is like an accomplishment or an achievement, like, ha, I tricked them kind of a thing. So they are not to be trusted. Just stay away. Don't let them try to suck you back in, because I do feel like that's something that might happen once you reach success, is they might try to then reach out and be like, hey, I congratulations, I saw you got the job, or I saw you just got engaged and I'm so happy for you, kind of a vibe. But they're not, and don't trust it and don't listen to it. Also, there's this element that you were like the communicator, and you tried to communicate with them, and you tried to bridge so many things in the relationship and fix things. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a boss, it could be a work situation or a family member, but I feel like you were the one who was trying to patch things up, connect things, you know, fix this person, to be honest, is what comes to mind. I know they wouldn't want to put it that way, but that's how I see it. You kept trying to be the one to like, okay, we're gonna talk this out. We're going to have these difficult conversations. And this person was so not open to it. And I feel like a lot of times you might have blamed yourself, or you might have been like, I probably breached that topic wrong, or I brought it up at a wrong time, or like, yeah, I should have waited until he was done with XYZ and then I should have mentioned it, or he was in the middle of this, or she was dealing with that, and I just said it wrong. Like, that kind of a thing. And what I'm hearing is what you didn't understand at the time was this person was committed to misunderstanding you and was committed to having disagreements. They like disagreements. Again, keep in mind, they feed off negative energy. So while normal human beings dislike disagreements, and like, we get in an argument with someone at the store and we come out and we might not be crying and sobbing, maybe we are for some of us really intense empaths, but for many of us, we're not necessarily going to be crying, but we're going to be not happy. We're going to be like, oh my God, like, I hate dealing with these people. Like, oh my, like, that's how I say it, at least when something like that happens. I say, like, I hate dealing with people in the moment. But this person would like get a thrill out of it. Like, it's like, yes, the feeling we get when we like, go to an amusement park and have so much fun all day, or, kiss the person we like for the first time, or, go out and eat ice cream with our friends and like giggle all night, and it's just an amazing blast. That's how this person feels when they get into fights with people. Like, it's so dysfunctional. And so because of that, they actually would seek out fights with you. They like it. They get energy from it. I also am getting a narcissist vibe from this pile, which I got for pile 1. You might have felt drawn to pile 1 as well. And if you were, you could definitely watch that, because there's some similarities. It's not the exact same, but they're both narcissists. And then they kind of manifest differently, but there might be things that resonate in that reading too if you felt drawn to it. So maybe that's something to go watch if you felt drawn to it. But I do think for many of you, you should watch narcissist videos. I love Dr. Ramani or Surviving Narcissism, and they will teach you so much. And I feel like this is definitely like textbook narcissist vibes of someone who just really feeds off negative energy, enjoys getting people upset, feels powerful as a result of it, and needs to see other people upset, sad, crying in order to feel good about themselves and powerful. And so that might be the situation where you were kind of like, God, why do we constantly have this conflict? Like, why? It was supposed to be such a nice day, and like, I planned this, and like, how did this go so wrong? Because it was done on purpose. That was the plan. The plan was never that you guys were really going to have a great time and it was going to be a peaceful night. Like, maybe that was your plan, but it was never their plan. And so you have to understand that, like, the game was rigged, This person is committed to misunderstanding you, committed to having conflict in all aspects of their life, and they kind of fixated on you. I do feel like even though they do this with everyone, you stuck out in their mind, and they definitely targeted you above and beyond other people. But they are just, a negative, nasty person, and it's just something you should definitely do your best to stay away from. I'm also hearing, aren't you tired? And I feel like that's directed towards them. I also feel like that might have been something you said, like, aren't you tired of fighting? Or thought, like, isn't this person tired? I mean, like, I feel like this is the kind of person where it was, like, inexplicable. Like, if it was a boss, they'd start a fight on a day when it made no sense, like when you had brought in coffee for them and brought them their favorite breakfast, or finished the project, and instead of them being like, great job, thank you so much, okay, and end to the tension, they'd throw the coffee across the room, or they would be like, there's 50 things wrong with this project. And again, or if it was a relationship, it was like if you guys were out on vacation, the time when it was supposed to be the least stressful, they'd find a way to start a fight. And what you didn't realize is they were looking for a reason. I'm hearing just give me a reason. They literally would look for a reason, and if they couldn't find one, they'd manufacture it. So you have to realize that about this person, that they had malevolent intentions towards you from the jump. And that was, everything went down how it was supposed to go down. Again, not to you, but to them. This is what they like. They like it. They like to see you in tears. They like to see you upset. They like to see you crying. That's also one of the reasons they liked you, is because you are emotional and you're feisty and you'll stand up for yourself. And so that is a good thing, but it also meant that, you know, you would say like, hey, don't do blah, blah, blah. And then it would launch into the fight that they were craving. And again, that's not an insult to you or a bad, I feel like you would blame yourself of like, well, I shouldn't have brought it up. It's like, no, in a healthy relationship, you're supposed to be able to bring these things up. And also, you're not supposed to have someone trying to annoy you. That is so dysfunctional. So again, you didn't do anything wrong with this person. They are just someone who I think is a narcissist and needs the negative energy to survive. They need it like a fuel, you know? And so when you're not giving them that, they'll find a way to get out of you, you know? And so you just need to A, like stay away from this person, and B, watch them kind of self-destruct. I do feel like they are tired. They constantly have to create these negative interactions. Like it's like if they're out of the store, they have to find a way to get into an argument with some random, you know, other shopgoer. Like they have to, you know, bump someone in line and then say like, hey, get out of my face. Like they're just that, they're crazy kind of. And so it's like, they are tired. They wouldn't admit it to themselves, and they would probably say like, I love it. But deep down, when they're alone with themselves, they do feel this deep sense of emptiness and sadness that kind of corrodes and bleeds into everything. So you just need to know that, and know that also what's going to really make them taken to a new level is seeing you and all the beauty and the glory and the financial abundance that you are coming into. So that's going to make them absolutely crazy. So, you know, they're probably lurking your Instagram if you have one, or your Twitter, or your Facebook, or whatever. And they are going to be checking out and seeing you come into your windfall and your moment of glory. I keep hearing glory. I just feel like you're just going to have so many great things lined up, and that's just going to absolutely send them for a loop. So, you know, if only you could see like a video camera recording of their face the day they see that you accomplished whatever you're about to accomplish. You know, I think it would be like a priceless photo. But you can just imagine someone like ripping their own hair out and just screaming and being like completely crazy. And I feel like that would approximate how this person's gonna feel on the inside. So I really hope that helped you guys. Again, I got this reading idea from a viewer. So if you have a reading idea that you would like to see, let me know. I'm always looking to help you guys in whatever way I can. So if there's something, an area you want to know about, you know, leave it in the comments, and I very well might do it. But I hope it resonated. If it did, please let me know. I hope that it connected, or that, you know, it seemed pretty accurate. And I do post these videos every few days. So if you want to see more, make sure you're subscribed and like. That helps a lot. So yeah, sending you guys so much love, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hey Pal 4, so if you guys picked this corn sushi, let me get it to focus, this is your reading. I love that it has like the rice on the bottom and stuff. It's so detailed. And I apologize for the lighting on here, because I did kind of try to adjust the lighting, but it's a little off today. I also wanted to ask you guys if you have any preferences, whether you like me filming on like the white table or on some of these antique desks. You know, if you have a preference, or from overhead, you know, this angle, let me know, because I am kind of still figuring out my situation, or getting situated with my, like, you know, reading area. So let me know if you have a preference. And if not, I totally understand. It's not the most interesting subject, but I just wanted to ask you guys if you have any thoughts with that. So with that being said, let's get into your reading. Pile 4, what kind of karma is coming towards pile 4? This person. What kind of karma is coming towards pile 4's person, not them, their person? Okay, so we got the Star, Justice. That's a really good karma card. What kind of karma is coming towards Pile 4's person? Okay, we got Judgment and Justice. What kind of karma is coming towards Pile 4's person? Wow. What kind of karma is coming towards Pile 4's person? So I feel like this person, they're definitely, so we got the Tower card. I feel like, this person keeps trying to start financial situations. So it might just like not work out for them so much. Like I feel like this person tries to be very like in charge financially and like have money in abundance. And so that might be one of the ways that they have the downfall. It's interesting because we got some positive cards. We got the Star, we got the Lovers. So I'm trying to see what Spirit is telling me with regards to, you know, this reading, what some of the positive cards mean. Because sometimes they can be related to you or this person. So I feel like what I'm getting is that this person tries to manifest a lot. I'm actually getting that they're kind of grabby. Like, it's like they're kind of selfish. Like, it's one thing for us. Like, it's good to be manifesting. And that's a positive thing. And, you know, knowing that you deserve the world is a good thing. But there's, like, levels to it. You know, it's kind of like I'm hearing... what's her name? Veruca Salt, I think, from, like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where she says, like... Daddy, I want it, you know, with everything. And that's kind of how this person is. Like, I feel like they want to manifest so much in their life. And I really feel like they might be trying to actively manifest, like using psychic stuff, like manifestation techniques. But the problem is they haven't fixed what's going on deep down. I do feel like this person can be kind of mean or selfish. Like, it's almost like they, you know, they want all this good stuff, but they kind of don't want anyone else to succeed. They want to be like the star that everyone else is like, oh my God, wow, she's amazing. I'm kind of getting like a female energy for some of these people, or they might just be like a catty kind of guy who's kind of in his feminine, like, what's it called? I forget it's like low vibrational feminine energy, you know what I mean? Toxic feminine, like toxic, I guess, behavior, where it's like, and I'm not trying to say anything against women, but it's just like, I feel like, you know, a lot of times if a man has a problem, it's kind of like, well, let's deal with it head to head and let's like fight, you know, physically and like get it out of our system. But I feel like, you know, women, just by nature of the differences in our bodies and stuff, you know, we kind of have to like, okay, well, let me, you know, spread a rumor or something, which is sometimes very positive. You know, if there is someone acting nastily in the community, it's good when people are gossiping about it and letting people know, like, dude, stay away from him. He's really bad, you know? But I feel like this person uses those kind of feminine gifts to, like, screw people over. Like, they might be someone who spreads rumors or is like jealous or catty, you know what I mean? Like, they're not the kind of person to come out and say like, listen, I have a problem with you and let's talk it out. It's like they're passive aggressive, you know? They're kind of always looking to like start something, but they're never brave enough to actually like, let's do it, you know? I feel like I'm hearing that song from the song Get Up 10. I love that song by Cardi B. I'm hearing you go and run up on who and do what, which is like, I love that line. She delivers it so iconically, way better than me. So if you want to, you know, hear her say it, look up Get Up 10. But she says, you go and run up on me and do what? And I feel like that's what I'm hearing. Like, it's like this person acts tough, but they're actually really shady and they're not that brave. And they're the kind of person that has to go back around behind someone's back and like start rumors and be like, oh my God, I heard that like I heard that this person doesn't actually have the money, even though I know that they just bought a car. I heard it's borrowed, and it's actually, and it's like they do this stuff on purpose to be, to try to undercut people because they're insecure. You know, it's not like it's, again, it's one thing if that was true and like it was like, listen, oh my god, I just heard this, and you're telling like your best friend, you know, and you're like, what do you think, or something. But it's different when you're going around deliberately lying on someone, trying to convince people like, oh, you shouldn't be around them because this person, like, you know, they're shady, they're lying, and they're shady. It's like they are purposefully trying to create narratives that will serve them and work against you, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. And they're, if you were to confront them, I feel like they'd be like, oh no, nothing's wrong. Like, I'm also seeing like kind of Regina George from Mean Girls when she says like, I love your skirt, and then she says, when the girl leaves, she's like, that was the most hideous effing skirt I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's that kind of stuff. It's that kind of behavior that's like shady, not honest, and just like, it's really almost difficult to pin down, because I feel like if you were to confront this person and be like, I know you said this about me, they'd be like, what? I never said it. Oh, you're crazy. And I hate that kind of energy. That's really difficult to like even fight. It's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, tie them down and be like, admit it. Like, you'd be arrested for that. But like, it's like, there's no way. If someone's not going to admit something, they're not going to admit it. So there's nothing you can do. But that's where karma comes in, right? We can't do anything, but God can. And so I feel like this person, they might be the kind of, I feel like they're almost like type A, and they'd be the kind of manifestor who like, and nothing wrong with this, kudos to anyone doing it. They're way more like organized than me, but like, to keep journals and to be super over the top, almost like really type A about it, like keeping a manifestation journal. But it's almost like they're missing the whole point of manifestation, which is like, you know, you have to get into it emotionally. You have to also be coming from, I think in order to manifest effectively, you also have to be like having some karma in the bank stored up, you know, like you can't want to inhabit queen energy, but then be going around lying and scheming like a little, you know, like a little troll. Like, that's not queen energy. And so this person is missing that. They want to manifest all these beautiful things, but they're not energetically aligned. They want this perfect marriage, perfect relationship, perfect dream life. I feel like they really want like a perfect Instagram situation, you know, like those Instagram couples where you're like, oh, they're so perfect and beautiful. And everyone kind of is like, aw, like that's what they want, but they are way too dysfunctional to attract it. And anyone who has other options, quite frankly, is probably going to run for the hills, because this person is, you know, not really a nice person. And most people want to be with people that are nice. Even if I feel like this person could kind of fool someone for a while, it's like sooner or later, it's just not going to work out the way they want it to work out, you know? Because I do think they kind of want it all, but I don't think they're gonna get it because their energy is too like vipery. Like, I'm seeing like a viper, like a snake. Like, it's like they're really snake-like, and they go around and, you know, cause harm to people. And they're also very like, I feel like they're very conformist. Like, this is someone that kind of knows the rules of society and plays it, you know, but it's like, it's one thing if that's your personality, and like there's plenty of people that want to have a very traditional life, and I say like, nice, kudos, and you know, like, that's awesome. I have nothing against that at all, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing in any way. I mean, you know, whatever you feel your calling is what you should do. And for plenty of people, that's like, you know, the picket fence. And hey, I love picket fences. I think it's beautiful. So, you know, I'm jealous of the picket fences. but that should be a choice that you make, like, honestly, of like, you know, that's what I really love. I love that kind of quiet life. Like, hey, I'm a Cancer moon, so if someone wants to have like a quiet home life, I think it's fantastic. But I don't think that's what I don't think this person is coming to any of their situations, honestly. I think they are just trying to go after what they know will get them approval from society. It's almost like they know how to play the game and they're willing to do it, but it's not going to bring them happiness, because really happiness comes from the inside and from being in touch with, what really feeds my soul, what makes me feel really good about my time on this planet. And I feel like this person is so competitive, so focused on getting the best position, that it's like they never really ask the question, like, do I even want this, or am I just randomly competing? Have you ever been with someone who's just, you probably have, because you picked this card reading, but it's like being around people who are like needlessly competitive, Like, I went over to a friend of mine's house a little while ago, and it was like, I don't know. I feel like there's people around who are just competitive about everything. Like, it could be even the smallest card game, and there'll be one person who's like throwing themselves over the table trying to like make sure they got the right cards, and and like playing super viciously, and you're like, I don't care. Like, you can win. This is a stupid card game that doesn't matter. And I get some people are competitive or whatever in a fun way, totally. But I feel like, there's also those people where like you could be like parking in the parking lot of the grocery store at the same time, and they'll almost like speed run in front of you to try to get there first. And again, it's like there's a lot of cards to choose from. You're like, there's enough food in the store for everyone. Like, who cares? I mean, what prize are you gonna win? But there's people like that who are just like, they need to compete. They don't even know why they're competing or what the prize is, but they need to win. And I feel like that's the energy here. This person is just so desperate to win at all costs. It's like they don't even take the time to ask, do I really want this? They just want to feel like they're the first place. And that's why they want this relationship. They don't actually want like a soul deep love relationship. They just want everyone to look at them and be like, oh, nice. You got in that relationship. Oh, wow. She fits in nicely to society. And in a way, I feel like this person weaponizes that. Like, they are able to live a very conformist lifestyle, which, again, totally cool. There's nothing wrong with it if someone wants to have, a kind of traditional family structure. Again, in like the white picket fence, I think it's great. So I'm not coming against it, but it's like, that should be what you actually want. Like, what makes you really happy. If you're a Cancer moon like me, I'm sure it would be very fulfilling, because we love staying at home and baking and stuff and taking care of kids. It's like, sign me up. But if you are, the total opposite, and you're like a Capricorn moon, and it makes you happy to go out there and to like, win at a company or something, or like to succeed in business, then maybe you should question, is this really what I want? Is it really going to stir my soul and make me deeply happy? And so I feel like this person, they don't ask those questions. They just go after it for the sake of going after it. Like, it's like they don't even know if anything that would make them happy. I don't even think they know themselves. I don't think they know who they are at the end of the day. And so that's really where they're going to run into trouble. It's like, I feel like all these things that they keep trying to go to for success aren't going to make them happy. For happiness aren't going to make them happy. And also, I feel like, again, what I was saying is this person, because they can fit into society so well, which kudos, nothing against it, they can use that as a tool to like hurt someone who doesn't fit into society as well. So like the single girl at the office who's like just minding her business, but she's like, oh no, I don't have a boyfriend. No, I'm kind of happy. Like this person might go around spreading rumors of like, oh my God, like they're crazy. They can't be in a relationship. Everyone runs away from them. Or like, I think they're dangerous, like, because it's a single woman and I know she was flirting with my boyfriend, or like, I know she was flirting with me at the, like, at the Christmas party. She was trying to get me to leave my wife. Yeah, she's dangerous. Like, this is the kind of person who can weaponize the fact that they fit in and they are able to get a certain social status from that. And then they use that to like exclude other people and to like bring down other people. You know what I mean? I feel like this person can be like smooth somewhat socially. I actually feel like a lot of people kind of see through them, but they're able to get by. Like they're able to get like invited to like the church function just because they're there. They're always dressed, somewhat conservatively, and people are like, yeah, sure, invite them. You know what I mean? So because they tick all these boxes, even though it's not coming from their core, they're able to get a certain level of power that they then misuse. Because again, nothing wrong with fitting in, and I'm not coming for anyone like that. But it's just a problem when that person is coming from an evil intention. Whether someone fits in or not, you know, the intention of evil is what matters. And this person really likes to fight. They like conflict. And they like it. It's not even that they like conflict. I feel like in a way they're afraid of conflict. Like they're passive aggressive, and they like, again, if Cardi B ever said to them, "You go and run up on who and do what," they would run screaming. You know, they'd be like, "Oh my god!" But this person, they like competition. They like feeling like I won. You know. Like I'm getting also like Tracy Glick from Election, which is kind of a misogynistic movie, but that's just the vibe. This person is competitive to a fault, and they just really like to go after certain things. They really like to be numero uno, number one. And I think that that's just, you know, that's where their downfall is going to come in, is they're going to realize at a certain point that, like, they didn't accomplish anything that they were supposed to accomplish. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. And all these dreams they had are, like, so hollow. Like, even if they get the relationship that they want, it's never going to fulfill them, you know? It's never going to... And I feel like they're constantly going to be comparing themselves, and they're never going to actually feel like they got it right. Like, it's almost like this person's in such a rush to reach those milestones. Like, you know, have you ever had that friend that's like, and I feel like this happens, like, with a lot of young people, but, like, you know, that person that's, like, in such a rush to be in love that they fall in love with every single person that comes around. You know, it's like, oh god, they're in love every week, and you're like, I know you don't actually feel this deep emotion for this person, so why am I comforting you and you're in tears for, like, the third time this month? Like, oh my god. I feel like this person is the kind of person that is trying to force themselves into, like, this relationship, because, again, they have this idea of what they want their world to be like. And so they have this idea of the roles they want to be in. And because of that, they are going to try to make themselves, like, they're going to run off with, like, the first person that comes around. You know what I mean? The first person that's, like, not leaving, they're going to be like, okay, let's get engaged. Let's get married. Let's have a very public ceremony. And it's almost like that's, like, never the way to get the best thing, right? Like, I mean, it sounds weird to say, but, like, you know, if you're, like, at an auction or something, you don't just bid on the first 3 items and, like, spend all your money on those first 3. You wait until, like, the 17th item. I mean, maybe if you see something of course, you can fall in love early. You can fall in love with the first person you date, 100%, totally. But it's like, you know, it should be genuine. Like, if the item you love actually comes up first, like, of course, go ahead and bid on it. But if you're just frantically bidding because you're like, it's the first item, then that's not a smart way to spend your money. Loyal heart is reversed. Like, this person is very disloyal. This person, like I said, they're always holding out for, like, bigger and better. And I feel like they just, you know, it's like there's just no, like, conviction to them. They just go after things that they think they would want, and they almost don't even take the time. Like, it's like, you know, in Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, when Veruca says, she just says, Daddy, I want it, over everything. Like, everything in the whole factory that they see. She's like, Daddy, I want it. And the guy, like, it's like, she doesn't even know. She probably does not want, like, a giant chocolate mushroom or whatever those weird things were in the factory. Like, she probably, I mean, as cool as those things are, she probably doesn't want that whole rigged setup, like, in her apartment in London. You know, she probably just wanted it in the moment because Charlie, or who was it? Willy Wonka had it. And she is just like, I gotta have it. If someone else has it, I got it. I need it, you know? And so it's like this grabby energy. We got time for a nap, and I feel like that's what this person really needs. Like, this is just an exhausting way to live. Like, I feel exhausted tapping into this energy. It's just like, oh my god, this is such a stupid way to be. It just isn't that smart. It doesn't make that much sense. This person, I do think they have a lot of yang energy. Like, they have a lot of, like, it's funny because, like I said, they have a feminine way of dealing with things where, like, you know, it's more of a masculine way to, like, directly confront and be like, what's the problem? well, I don't like you, well, I don't like you, and then like fight, you know, like physically fight. Whereas women, we can't physically do that as much, so we had to learn to do other stuff, like, you know, well, I heard that she, blah, 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 you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's a problem in both direction when you misuse that energy. And that's why we have feminine divine and masculine divine, and, you know, distorted feminine, distorted masculine. Like, I feel like this person is just in a distorted kind of feminine energy, but it's interesting because they have a lot of yang, they have a lot of that masculine, like, drive, but then they don't know how to express it. Like, it's almost like they would be a healthy person if they could just be like, yeah, that's what I want world domination or something. Like, I want the best relationship ever, and I want, like, then you could at least respect that person, and the energy could find a way to express itself, like, positively, and let itself out. But with this person, they kind of, they're too cowardly to come out with it, so it just ends up them undercutting people, spreading rumors, being really dishonest. And because of that, like, the energy that they have that could actually help them pursue these goals just completely undermines them and gets them into, like, all this trouble, and it sabotages their own progress. So Spirit is saying that they are getting karma. We also got building blocks reversed. So yeah, this person keeps trying to make steps towards their goals, and it's just not going to happen for them the way they want. I'm hearing 2 steps for, or like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Like, I feel like this person, when they think they got something good, they'll just find a way to ruin it because of their, like, nasty behavior. And I feel like a lot of people get turned off from them because they just see, like, I didn't like the way they treated that person, kind of a thing. Like, people do see it. People are aware. This person wants to be, like, very powerful, like, queen-like energy, but instead of, you know, accomplishing that, it's like one of the cards fell. They just stay in this very competitive, very kind of nasty vibe. We got rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. So I feel like that's for you. Like, this person you don't need to worry about them as much, because I feel like they've shown their cards, and they're gonna, like, shirk away from you because they know that you see them for who they are. But I do feel like they're going to be checking your social media, and something that's coming through for me is that they're going to see you doing well, and that's going to make them really jealous. So a bunch of cards fell, so I picked them up. So we got ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business, eagle, triumph over troubles, obstacles, shark, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth, and flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards. So I feel like this is really kind of concerning you in a way. Like, I was getting this before, but I feel like the energy that's coming through is also that you are going to be in, like, a really good kind of situation, especially, like, possibly a marriage or romantic relationship. And it's going to really make this person very jealous of you. Because, again, they want to imagine themselves as having, like, as being, like, the star. They want to imagine everyone is like, oh my God, how is this person so special? Wow, this person just has it all. Like, that's the vibe this person wants for themselves. And so they're going to really be driven crazy by the fact that you, like, I feel like you are going to be the one who ends up getting this really great relationship. And, like, it's probably with someone who's, like, physically attractive, you know? And this person's just going to be really upset. Like, how did this person make this happen? Like, I feel like this person is the type to almost, like, be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this person is single, or this person, like, or if you're in a relationship, like, criticize your relationship, kind of a thing. And it's almost like this person's convinced themselves that they're better than you, and they're gonna be, like, outraged when they see you doing really well. I think that there is that aspect that, like, they are jealous, or they're going to be jealous of a relationship you're in. And it's really gonna just drive them up a wall that, like, why does this person have it when I'm the one that's been working hard for it? I'm the one that deserves it. And yeah, they are going to be jealous of, like, a relationship that you're in. So yeah, it could be something you're in now. This could be the reason why they acted this way for you now. or it could be something that's going to come in the future. Wishing well, like again, this person just keeps wishing, like I feel like they are trying to manifest. And usually, you know, people can manifest, but if someone has a ton of bad karma, it's not going to happen. Like, no, you know, sorry, but it's just not. And I feel like, so we also got spark. I think this person sees a lot of the spark in you and it intimidates them. And this is why they acted this way towards you. We also got deep freeze. This person could have tried to freeze you out of like a group or tried to freeze you out of like an office or like kind of like a communal social situation, you know? Where they tried to like spread rumors about you or make people dislike you or spread a vibe of like they're, you know, like talking to people and saying bad stuff about you in some way, putting across this idea of you as being like dysfunctional or just whatever, like saying stuff about you behind your back. You know, it's a general reading, so of course whatever they said specifically is going to be different for each person, but I do feel like a common theme I'm getting, a vibe, is that they tried to spread this idea that you're dysfunctional, that you are somehow like wrong or like, oh god, out of the box kind of a vibe, you know, like that they would like kind of act like you were like, again, I keep getting dysfunctional or just like so nonconformist in like a bad way. Like, did you see what they were wearing? Kind of a vibe. Like, everyone else was dressed this way and they had to dress like, so that person, like they just wanted people to see you as being almost like a misfit kind of a thing. Like that's the energy they wanted to put on you. You know, I actually feel like a lot of people do like you, but this person went out of their way to turn people against you. So because of that, it's because of the spark they see in you. They see a lot of power in you and they see a lot of strength in you, and it really kind of drives them crazy. Like they would like in their ideal world for you to feel completely like left out in the blue and completely like down on yourself, you know? They don't want you knowing that you're super powerful. They wanted to freeze you out and make you doubt your own power and make you feel like, maybe I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Maybe I'm not, you know, the powerful woman that just like, or the powerful man that, you know, I was feeling before. Maybe everyone doesn't like me. Maybe I am a weirdo, you know, kind of a thing. They wanted to make you question yourself, and it's because they see your spark. They see how powerful you are and how beautiful, like this woman is just radiating, you know, this kind of creative energy. And that's what they're really jealous of. I feel like also people are kind of drawn to you, and this person was jealous of that. This person was angry that you give off this vibe that kind of entices people and intrigues them and makes them interested in you. They really have never had anyone that interested in them, to be honest. So it's like, it makes them feel like, again, like you're the star and they want to be the star. I'm also getting one ring circus. So again, this person, I feel like a lot of times they might have given off a vibe towards you of like, oh, they're crazy, they're dysfunctional, kind of like a circus person, or like, you know, like how circus, like someone who's in the circus is going to be, you know, doing the high wire act and stuff, and it's kind of like, it's kind of outside the norm, and it's kind of wild, and it's kind of like, oh, a little crazy. And that's the vibe this person wanted to give for you, like, oh, this person, they're a little nuts. And yeah, I feel like that's what they were saying about you behind your back. Like if you didn't know what they were saying, but you knew that they were talking, it was something like that. Like, oh, this person's just so strange or something like that. So yeah, and then we got peaks of joy. So I feel like you are going to come into a lot of joy. You're going to have these amazing things happen to you, and that's going to be this person's karma. I also feel like it's not even that, like they were threatened by you, and they definitely were emotionally connected to you and like targeted you, but I also don't feel like you're the first person they've treated this way. I feel like they've done this to a lot of people. They kind of have an MO. I think that's why they went with, like, it's almost like you might not even be someone who's like so outside the box, you know, or you might be, but for some of you, you might be like I'm not doing anything that great, crazy or zany or nonconformist, but it's like, that's like their go-to script. Like they know just how to say it. I feel like they know just how to make people be like, huh, yeah, I guess you're right. It is kind of weird that she did XYZ. Like, they know this script. I feel like they've run it a bunch of times. They know how to like ostracize someone and alienate them from a group and make everyone kind of be like, huh, I never noticed that, but yeah, I guess that is a little strange. Kind of a vibe. Like, they love making someone feel alienated and alone. And so that's kind of what they've done with you. And you know, what's funny is, like, I feel like it's just not gonna work, and it's also, I feel like, gonna drive away the person that they're with. I'm actually hearing that, like, eventually their partner's gonna leave them or cheat on them or something like that, some energy of that, because of their behavior, because they are so competitive. Their partner at one point is going to be like, I've had enough, and that's when they're going to feel really humiliated, because again, this person tries to present this really perfect idea and image of themselves as being very like perfect person, you know, very conform to everything that kind of society says, and very checking all the boxes of like, oh, this person does this right. So it's going to really drive them crazy when they suddenly can't portray this image of the perfect relationship, the perfect, you know, family, the perfect employee or boss or whatever. Like, they want to just seem perfect in everything, and that's when it's going to come really tumbling down for them, and they are going to have that tower moment where it's like, oh, everything crumbled, everything fell apart for you, and it's because all the steps they're taking to build now. I'm hearing this so strongly from Spirit. I've never heard this interpretation of the Tower card, but this is what Spirit is telling me. I've never even thought of it before, but they literally just put it in my ear. Every, like, block they build to build their tower, to build their goal that they keep looking towards, like, every building block they put into place of like, yes, I got this. Yes, I accomplished that. Yes, I did this. That is just going to be one more building block that falls down when the tower moment happens. It's just going to be one, like, them getting this raise. That's another block. Them finding this relationship. Another block. Them getting engaged. Another block. Blah, blah, blah. It's all going to just come crumbling down when the final tower moment happens. So, yeah, if I were you, I would not be, you know, particularly worried. Even if this person feels like they got ahead of you or like they've done XYZ, it's like, don't worry, because this is what is coming, you know. This is the moment that they have headed for them. It's just a tower moment that is, you know, it's like, I'm hearing like, honey, you got a big storm coming. But yeah, so this person has a lot to not look forward to. The opposite of looking forward. I think they would think that they have a very bright future. If you ask them, they would be like, oh yeah, I've got everything lined up. Perfect. But the reality is, everything that they, you know, feel is perfect, and everything they get all perfect is just another thing that can be like ripped away from them, you know. It's like in divorce settlements and stuff, like that perfect house becomes, you know, another thing that I used to have that like I don't have anymore. Not to make light of divorce, because I know it's so emotionally difficult, but in this person's case, you know, I don't have as much sympathy because they just have been so selfish, and I do feel like they've gone out of their way to spread rumors about you and to be really judgmental of you. So when that comes back on them, you know, that's what karma is the energy you put out, you will get back in return. And I think that when this person faces the same judgment they put on you, they're really not going to be able to handle it with the amount of grace and dignity that you handled yours with. So you should feel very proud of yourself, and I do feel like you've benefited karmically from that and from the way that you dealt with it, because you could have been like beside yourself, but you just kept soldiering on. And so Spirit is going to big time reward you for that, because, you know, you really kind of passed that test. I'm hearing like you really kind of leveled up by the way you just kind of stoically kept going, because it was really tough. But you know, this person meant to curse you, but I'm hearing that they blessed you instead. I'm also hearing, I love this line, they dug a ditch for me, but they have fallen into it themselves. So yeah, I feel like the karma will be how jealous they are of you, and also just their general like overly competitive weird behavior is going to lead them to have that tower moment when everything gets lost and they don't know how to handle it without, you know, that public approval and stuff. So, you know, I hope that resonated, guys. If it did, please leave it in the comments and let me know. Also, let me know if you have, you know, any story ideas. I'm always looking for a new video topic. So if there's something I can help you with, let me know. I love helping people. So I'm happy to do a general reading if you have something you want to know about. And make sure to like and subscribe. I post these videos every few days. So if you want to see more, definitely subscribe and I will be back very shortly. So I really hope that helped pile 4, and I'm sending you guys so much love and healing, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye!